Yep. Where is everybody? 5 people in. We're actually live. It's functioning. What up, Quinn? It is yo boy, Danny Mullen. Do my best Steven Shapiro impression, or every other shitbag YouTuber who I hate. What's up, Quinn? What's going on? Just wait for everybody to filter in. Give them a little rundown on what we're doing today. What's up, Maxwell? Good to see you here, man. And we're hanging out. I got no time constraints. Don't have to go to bed because I don't go to bed at 3 p.m. So we're hanging out. What's up, JW? Just got back from a run. Did some pull-ups. Caleb, what's up, dude? Scooter Moses. Did some writing today for this weekend's video. Caleb, you live in fucking Dallas, dude. I'm going to need a filmer out there. So you're my guy. Simple as that. And you can be in the video, too. What's up, Mesro? Yeah. I'm going to go out there, not this weekend, but next weekend to film with Cassidy Campbell. And I'm going to be filming my own video out there as well. Maybe Saturday, devote to his channel. Sunday to mine. Need a filmer. Trying to save $400 by flying Nico out. By not flying Nico out. Quinn's been waking up at 6 every day. Fuck yeah, he's been learning Premiere. That's rad, man. I bet. Answer right now. Do you feel better? You feel more productive? That's good. You're learning a skill, too. If you're good with Premiere, makes you marketable. A lot of stuff you can do for a lot of people and get paid. The guy who's helping me edit right now, he learned how to edit well on the job. And now he gets paid good working for me. Finally caught a live stream. What's up, Thomas? Hell yeah, man. Mates, are you from the UK, Australia? Welcome in, guys. Welcome in all the people whose time zones I usually don't hit. You heard of Legion of Skanks, best podcast in New York? That is Big J Okerson's. I was listening to his stand-up Monday morning driving back from my girlfriend's house. I'm not familiar with this podcast. I know that guy, though. What's up, everybody? Aoteku75, you got to change that name. It's so hard for me to figure out how to pronounce every time. It's so hard. Do I sound okay, guys? Am I peaking? I hope I sound okay. I got a yeast infection from a gnarly threesome 4 days ago. Casper, that must mean you're A, a woman, or B, an uncircumcised man. And I recommend you either get circumcised or drink a bunch of cranberry juice, and that'll make the pain of the yeast infection recede. Jacob noticed a lot of videos are gone. Are they private or striked? One got striked. It was the Edward 40 hands during coronavirus, and what got it striked was either the vomit eating scene or the blood licking scene. I'm not sure. And since the other Edward 40 hands videos and a couple other have vomiting and blood, to be fair, they weren't nearly as gratuitous as that Edward 40 hands during coronavirus one. They still had it, though. Still had some bodily substances. I just privated it all. Not going to take a chance on it. In 90 days, less than 90 days now, it'll all be back up. I plan on doing this long-term, YouTube. That's why I withheld the Wizard of Oz video. I'm going to not release it until August. I used to be really jumpy, really, oh my God, I'm going to lose my fan base. I'm going to fade into obscurity. But now I'm more comfortable in my talent, in my niche, in my staying power. And I love what I do more because I give myself some time off and some breaks and some mental relaxation. So I'm okay to wait out the strikes. I'm okay to wait this week out and then just get back to business as usual. We're filming this weekend a spring break video, then going to Dallas, then going somewhere else for a very anticipated video that I don't want to talk about too much yet. It's all going to be okay. I'm going to be on YouTube for another 10, 20, 30. I'm going to be in comedy until I die. Take it slow. No sense in racking up strikes. I'm edging, Freedom Play says. 1 second, guys. I'm going to stay away from my mic a little bit. It seems to be pretty hot. Talking. That sounds a little better, huh? That sounds a little better. I'm going to get back to what you guys are saying, but does this sound better? Better. Anything better here, guys? Freedom Plays. This is your duty to address the mic audio. Better? Little loud? Little loud still? Quinn, is it a little loud or is it better? Maybe I'll talk. Talking. Better. Cool. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to answer some questions. Still warming up my tongue here. I'm going to tell a story, too. I got a story that I'm going to tell to you guys, and I'm going to tell it on a live stream on the main channel tomorrow. So you guys are going to be my test dummies on this. But again, I'm hanging out. I can answer every question. I don't have a time constraint today, so don't go anywhere. Wasted Michael, what's up? Zach called me a pussy. Oh, you. What's up, Dan Hoskins, excuse me. Hello, Alan. Welcome. What's up, Herman? Michael, first live. Sup, dude? Would love to film. Caleb Daniels. Caleb, you've been hardcore for a while, dude. Glad you live in Dallas, man. I'm glad we're going to get to meet up. Fucking 3 a.m. in the Philippines. What's up, Michael? I was watching a reality show with my girlfriend where a 4'11" guy in San Diego flew out to the Philippines to meet his mail order bride who was living in absolute poverty. But I assume because you have a computer and you can go on a live stream and it looks like you're speaking strong English, that you don't live in the same poverty. I'm sure for a couple Filipino lira or whatever your currency is over there, you could get a blowjob in that same neighborhood, though. Remember that. Think about it on one of those lonely nights. Ryan from Fort Worth, another filmer. I'm going to do a fan meetup too out there, guys. So even if you aren't my singular filmer, you can still come hang out. Hello from Wales. What's up, Dan? So this is for people like Dan in Wales who can't make my typical 5, 6 o'clock lives. What's up, Calibi? What's up, man? I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce your name correctly. Feel free to give me a phonetic breakdown of how it goes. Thomas is from the UK, north near Manchester. You know, I love Manchester. Morrissey, the Smiths, Oasis. You ever going to Chicago? No plans yet, washed Michael. There was a girl who really wanted to have sex with me out there. She hit me up on Instagram and she was attractive. But now that I got a girlfriend, it's taken away a big part of my motivation to go to Chicago. Chris's opener was hilarious on the podcast. Okay, Caleb liked our podcast guest. I am circumcised and I am a man, Danny says Casper Bird Music. Did you get fucked anally, dude? How did you get a yeast infection on an on a circumcised penis? There's no mucous membrane. Is it down in your urethra? Did somebody sound you? Did somebody ram a needle into the hole of your dick and did that cause an infection like 3 inches down? If so, I don't envy you. I'd sharpen a pocket knife, slice it off, and start your life anew as a woman. No doctor's going to want to touch that. Still moving down, guys. It's annoying. When I'm scrolling down, the slider bar resets. Hey, Danny. What's up, Ram6? Are there any new video ideas you can tell us about, Danny? Yeah, Dan. I have for this weekend planned a video where we're starting our own fraternity. It's Gamma Delta Rho Epsilon, which if you look at the Greek letters laid out for that fraternity name, it spells rape. So we're going to have these tank tops that look like they just say rape on them. But it's got some smart stuff. It's got a lot of parodies of Animal House in it, a lot of bits based on that film, which is a really famous American comedy about fraternities. I'm sure you guys have heard about it, even in the UK. We're going to make Austin and Nico be pledges. We're going to a fun location that I don't want to disclose. I got some tricks up my sleeve. I put a lot of time into this one. What's up, Abe? Nico? Joao says he's aroused for the fat shaming on the next video. I'm not going to release it until August, though, Joao. I'm afraid. At least you guys have a lot of the content from that video on here. I'm glad we could get you that stuff, guys. Kalibi, I'm sorry about your name, dude. I'm going to probably see the pronunciation down here lower. I just made out with a chick a couple of days ago that was my childhood crush. Avenging my ghost is the perfect analogy. That's a reference to my chicks I've had sex with last episode, where I had sex with a chick like 15 years after I had a crush on her in elementary school. And she shunned me. She wasn't into it back then. But hey, the 20-year-old Danny was able to go to the liquor store, buy a sixer of Bud with his fake ID, and seduce and fuck her. And then she turned lesbian right after. Kalibi did something similar. Kalibi, you got to ramp it up, dude. You got to put your penis in her. I've been circumcised twice, you son of a bitch, says Casper Bird Music. Elaborate. We would all love to hear how somebody gets circumcised twice. Jacob asked, do you plan on making less vulgar and crazy content throughout these 90 days? Jacob, it was a fluke, to be honest, man. It was one of those community guidelines that I don't really think about because it's not a major one. Most of the community guidelines deal with hate speech, abuse of children, nudity, things of that nature. Blood and vomit content was something that I just never really read. And now that I have read it, it seems pretty easy to avoid. I'm probably not going to put a shot of somebody spewing vomit in my next video. But even that, I think, would be okay. It's just the eating the vomit they didn't like. Not much is going to change, buddy, to answer your questions. It's pretty easy to work with the YouTube guidelines. They're fair. Are you going to do Chris Rock blackface for a video? I'm not sure what that's a reference to. Did Chris Rock have a bit about that? Little Loud, says Quinn. That's an old reference to my mic. Abe's asking, what did I learn from the $1,000 YouTube course I mentioned on the podcast from Tuesday? It's a little bit of a specific question. I'm not sure how many of you guys actually want to start YouTube channels. Let's see if anybody's complaining about my audio. It sounds like my audio is okay. I learned in that course, Abe, more about Facebook than YouTube. A lot of the content wasn't that relevant to me. It was YouTubers who weren't that funny explaining comedy. It was explaining brand deals that, as you can probably tell from my channel, I don't do a whole lot of. Patreon, oh, you guys, fucking the people who make it so easy for me to create. You guys are my biggest support network, absolutely. And then merchandise. I don't have to worry about brand deals. But what it told me that was relevant to Facebook growth hacking were things like sizing your videos so they were tall and took up a lot of screen real estate so people who were scrolling down their feed would discover you. Subtitling everything, which I do on my Instagram videos now. Putting a title at the top of the video so people get the gist of it right away. And some kid in another country who's scrolling at 3 a.m. doesn't have to watch 30 seconds of your video to learn what it's all about. He can just see the title, decide if he's interested, and then watch or not watch. Also, I learned how to growth hack by sharing my videos or getting my videos shared by bigger pages. There was a page called, and they were from the UK, actually. One was Australian and one was from the UK. It was Wall of Comedy was my first share. They were a big UK page. They shared about 3 of my videos. That got me from 100 or 200 likes, pretty much my friends from my hometown and some college buddies, up to 3,000 likes on my Facebook page, because they shared it out. And the video went viral there, and it linked back to me. I did it again with a page called Fortify from Australia. This dude, Zeb Jaffer, who still follows me and is a cool guy, smart businessman. He shared my breathalyzing drunk girls video, which is still on my YouTube channel, way down there buried. Got like 7 million views. That brought me up eventually, that process, up to the 30,000 range. But then what happened was Facebook was going through all these scandals with election rigging and some other shit I don't remember. So Mark Zuckerberg, to give their image a spit shine, he changed the algorithm to favor friends and family. In other words, your friends from high school and your aunt, their shitty status updates about what they're eating for lunch took precedence over, or precedent. I'm too lazy to think about conjugation and definitions right now. They appeared prioritized over some random comedy page you liked last month. So my views overnight went from about 80 to 100,000 per video I was putting out on my page to 300, literally 300. And that was what I got out of that course, mostly, to be honest, was how to hack Facebook. And on YouTube, I pretty much had to start over. I had maybe 700 to 1,000 subscribers that carried over from that Facebook following. And the key to growing on YouTube was just viral shit, making out with old ladies, making out with Walmart employees, ruining my high school reunion. And that carried me into the Nelk collaboration. Scrolling down, Freedom Plays says it's grand. Hell yeah, Flakes HD took my advice, got Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas in the mail. I'm excited for you, buddy. It's a 200-page book. You're going to be able to just fucking burn through it. Grab a coffee, dude. Fucking kick your feet up, relax, and enjoy that shit, dude. It's going to make you want to party. It's going to make you want to get out of your hometown and just let loose. I'm glad I could turn you on to that book, dude. That feels good. Caleb, Abe, Quinn. I think you guys are... Oh, you're talking about my audio still. Sorry. Fuck, marry, kill, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer. I think I'd marry Jeffrey Dahmer because he seems like a nice guy. Well, no, I'd marry Ted Bundy because he's straight, so he wouldn't kill me. And then I would fuck Jeffrey Dahmer because he's skinny and kill John Wayne Gacy because he's probably the worst of all those guys and he's fat. Freedom Play says he can punch up my story I'm going to tell. I like it. Sounds great. What's up, Felipe? Roberto gave me a little emoji. Is that two people humping? I can't tell. Would you invite John McAfee to appear on the Leo and Danny show? He's been looking for any podcast over 1,000 subs. The guy has fucked over 1,000 girls. John McAfee. Let me see who that is. I heard about this. I don't really know who the fucking guy is. So he's a computer programmer who just fucks lots of chicks. He's the antivirus guy. I guess. Is everybody else getting him on their podcast, though? Because I feel like it wouldn't be a unique thing. We could certainly talk to him about those girls he fucked. That would be our take. Scooter Moses, if you want to come out, dude, you don't have to film. Just come to the meetup. The guy with no neck, right? Says Thomas, he's referring to that Filipino hookup show I was talking about. How did you know you wanted to do comedy? It's funny. My mom sent me about 3 days ago a bunch of old artwork she found from when I was a kid. From third, second, first grade, all I would do was just cartoon these strips and do these drawings of stick figures fighting and comic strips of dudes robbing banks and killing people. And I would write short stories in class about these 3 insects that fought crime intergalactically. So the answer is Gamer Addict. I was writing comedy before any societal conditioning kicked in and influenced me unfairly into thinking I wanted to do something else with my life. And then that happened. I did think I wanted to be a lawyer or some white-collar prick. And after I realized that would suck, I just started looking back at the shit I did when I was younger, which was also make comedy videos like I did in high school. I've got a modern YouTube video about that one. I found my high school videos. It's up on my channel from November 2018. You can see our early comedy attempts. I was in comedy rock bands, Juvenile Chicken Slayers. We had a song called Bestiality Song, which was, as you can probably guess, about fucking animals. It's all I've really done. And now I've made it a career. It's fucking awesome with the help of you guys. Gamer Addict, if you're looking for what you want to do with your life, look for what you did when you were young before there was any outside conditioning and what you're good at, too. No Neck Ed. That shit's a huge meme, says Michael. Yeah, that was compelling television. We're talking again about the reality show I watched with my girlfriend. It's about people who are meeting foreigners, and the foreigners presumably just want green cards. A lot of it wasn't that compelling, but there was a 50-year-old fat, chain-smoking white woman from the Midwest who was marrying a guy from Nigeria who was a hip-hop artist. That one was fucking hilarious. And the no-neck guy marrying the Filipino woman was classic. Mesro, you'd love to help out? Caleb's going to write me a Patreon message. Yeah, I'm going to, I'll put up a post on here about Dallas filming to rally you guys up. Hi from Greece. What's up, dude? That's another person I'm roping in with this new time. Freedom Plays is from Ireland. If you're ever in Toronto, you need a filmer. Quinn has got my back. Caleby. Got it. I guess that makes sense phonetically. Caleby. What's up, Caleby? Thank you for helping me pronounce your name. Looking forward to a future UK meetup. What's good, Danny? Shout out from Hoboken. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to get down to the bottom of these questions, but I'm going to do my story. I'm going to breeze through my story. I'm going to abbreviate it a little bit. Shout out from Hoboken. Just finished my first read through of how to win friends and influence people. Great stuff. Thomas, agreed, right? It's so intuitive. Everything in there makes perfect sense. But it's like you need a reminder. And then once you read it, that stuff will be in the forefront of your brain for the rest of your life. I can't remember all the specifics, but the generalities of it. Treat people or always interact with people in a way that's congruent with their best interest. Always think about what they're thinking about, have empathy, be kind to them. It's just golden rule, simple shit. But the way it breaks it down into a business and friendship context, it's a must read. Hey, did you come to Toronto? Dude, my fucking passport's expired. What's up, Danny? Duncan from Alberta. 9 p.m. in Norway. I like this. I got to rotate in a noon broadcast for you guys over in Europe more often. T-Broad. All right. T-Broad. I don't want to call this guy. Dan wants me to call somebody a faggot, but I'm afraid the guy might actually be gay, and I'm just hate speech slandering some kid on the internet, which is why I'm not going to say that in a sentence. I'm sorry, Dan. I don't want to get in trouble just calling some random guy an F. What do you think the implications would be if Leo's "you need my big D" accusation happened right now with the channel instead of before you met him? Jacob's referring to what got Leo Me Too'd. I don't think it'd be nearly as big of a deal because a bunch of feminist chicks aren't Leo's fans now like they were when he got Me Too'd. What matters is the fan base of the people. That's what starts the wildfire of a Me Too disaster. Aziz Ansari had a bunch of fucking PC hipsters who liked his stand-up. Well, I guess that's not necessarily true. Within reason. If you're as famous as Louis C.K. or Harvey Weinstein, it's just going to be in a headline regardless. But if you're an independent YouTube content creator, unless you're like Sam Pepper, I don't know if you guys remember him, but he got Me Too'd in 2014. His fan base was 90% 16-year-old girls. So, of course, his Me Too, it was before Me Too, but it was sexual harassment. So pretty much the same thing. It was devastating to his channel. But if Leo got accused of sending a dick pic, or if I got accused of sending a dick picture now, nobody would care because you guys have probably sent 6 dick pictures since this live started. Danny, I'm almost finished with my book. I want you to be one of the first ones to keep it. I just have to keep it, Joel, or I don't have to read it? Okay. Keith is late. Keith, it's okay, man. You dropped in. What's up, brother? Keith, you were one of the first guys who said you were going to be here, right? In the comments yesterday. Douglas from Alberta, Canada. What's up, dude? Where do I sign up for the new fraternity, JWS? Dude, all of you guys are members of the Rape House. All of you. Fuck, I just woke up. Have a good day. What's up, Nikolai from New Zealand checking in? Nikolai's maybe the most hardcore fan of the Danny Mullen channel. He's bought every piece of merch. He's a patron. And he messages all the other guys of the channel, so we send him personalized videos and shit. I haven't seen anybody more hardcore than my girlfriend follows Nikolai. He's so hardcore. Danny, what's your favorite movie? I'm not a big movie buff, Roberto. I've said The Wolf of Wall Street, The Social Network. I just watched Moneyball the other day again. It's another Aaron Sorkin screenplay. Great film. I don't have a cool answer to this. My favorite classic movie, I guess, is Casablanca. I need to rewatch it. Smashing bottles over your head for the shoot. You have to address the unconscious woman sex scene. Oh, Freedom Plays is talking about Animal House. No, dude, the thing about those bottles we smash, and we've done it in a couple of videos, the putting your dick in the popcorn video, Fresno kissing gas station ladies. We use that gag a lot, but you have to order those bottles way in advance. So it's going to be too last minute to get one in the mail. They're like prop bottles. And we actually don't have the unconscious woman scene either. I'm sorry, Freedom Plays. It's not always easy to adapt what's funny in the movie into what's going to be funny in a live prank scenario. Nikolai, you're in boarding school? Well, that's probably good. You're going to fucking, I think good things will happen to you out of there. You're going to have some discipline. Mesro finally started reading The Magic of Thinking Big. It's great. It's a really readable, condensed law of attraction style book. Okay, Think and Grow Rich has a lot of theory, a lot of historical anecdotes, and it's great. I'm not disparaging it. But The Magic of Thinking Big gives you all that information in a really readable little package. It's important, though, dude, read all of those books that I recommend because you start to see the overlap of lessons. And it becomes less, this is some fucking crackpot trying to get on the New York Times bestseller list. And you start to see, okay, these are universal truths of success. And then once you read them more and more, they also just get fucking filed away into your subconscious. And then they're going to be a part of you and you're just going to act on them. So read The Magic of Thinking Big and then maybe move over to Think and Grow Rich or move over to 10X by Grant Cardone. Joao's going to, once he gets back to the U.S., return to his seducing ways. Everyone here is scared of the Chinese flu. Nah, dude, you can still find girls who aren't afraid. When are you coming to Rhode Island, Danny? The smallest state with the biggest cocks. Has that been studied, Daniel? Rhode Island would be cool. I was looking today at the true geographic center of the United States. It's out right on the border, I believe, of Oklahoma or South Dakota. It'd be cool to do a video in the perfect center of the country. That's the only thing I have going. I don't really have any bits other than that. That struck my interest. I found a Philippine midget in my Uncle Rico's basement. Should I keep him? If so, should I post videos of him on eBombs World? Is that legal? I'd say you should start your own YouTube channel and make the Philippine midget your sidekick, like Danny Duncan and Logan Paul got going on. You're not going to get paid much for eBombs World. I don't think they get a lot of traffic anymore. And it is legal because the Philippine person is not going to complain. They're just happy to be out of there. They're happy to be in the States. Daddy Sasson's got to head into work. Where do you work, dude? Answer back. I work at X place. My friend Ethan just turned 30 and he's already completely bald. He has a bladder condition where he constantly urinates himself. He is also a virgin and has not yet kicked a girl. Not yet kissed a girl. I doubt he's kicked a girl either. He's worked at a call center his entire life, even though he has a degree in acting. What is your advice for him so he can get some pussy and doesn't have to become a 40-year-old virgin? Here's a little anecdote, low-key as fuck. I was on the beach with my girlfriend this weekend. One of the hottest girls I saw on the beach, in great shape, sexy face, wife material stuff. Not bimbo, not shitty tattoos, fake tits. A girl who looked like a professional soccer player was with a bald guy, a guy who looked like he was in his 20s and was totally bald. He shaved it, and he was in great fucking physical condition. So I would tell your virgin friend to shave his head and get in really good shape. Because baldness, it's not fucking, hair isn't important, dude. For me, I'm like an entertainer and I got this rock and roll vibe, so it's sort of important. But for any normal person, especially somebody who works in a call center, if he's a decent looking guy and he's in shape, that's way more important than the hair follicle count on the top of his head. So I think that almost doesn't matter at all. If he's pissing himself, that's going to be tough for chicks to overlook because that's going to smell and it's going to embarrass them. He fucked up by getting an acting degree, but a degree, period, even if it's in Native American studies from Phoenix University, excuse me, the University of Phoenix, can still get your foot in the door at a better company than some shitty call center. Tell him to develop some self confidence. Read The Magic of Thinking Big. There we go. He doesn't sound like the kind of guy who's going to actually read a book. So if he's not into that, he can go fuck himself. He's not really worried to do the work. He's not really willing to do the work to change. Mark the German is gay. Hey, Mr. Piggles, that is not cool. Jimmy Fallon is getting canceled for playing Chris Rock in full blackface on SNL in 2000. No way. Oh my God. And Jimmy Fallon is the biggest politically correct suck up there is. Holy shit. Jamie Foxx is defending him. That just goes to show you, dude, the fucking politically correct left will always eat its own, no matter what you do, no matter how on their side you appear to be. Wow. And I am that was on SNL. How is that just surfacing now? Jimmy Kimmel's got a bunch of bits from the Man Show where he's walking around with a dildo strapped to his pants, asking girls if they'll fuck him. And that didn't get him canceled. I need to look into this. This is news to me. Holy shit. Andrew's asking, how did I meet Brooks? What does do? I imagine you're asking, what does he do? I met Brooks. Churdley's messaged me because Churdley's was really good friends with Brooks, and Brooks was a hardcore fan of the channel, my channel. So Brooks told Churdley's about the channel, and then Churdley's watched it and messaged me. That's how it worked out. And I just went and hung out with them at their apartment once. And it went from there. Sean says, what's up? How's it going, man? Got kicked out of my house and now have my own spot poggers. Okay. I guess that means you have your own apartment, which is good. Joao's asking, how did I meet? I'm just going to answer a question, guys. The story might not happen. On that note, how did you meet Inlaniggi? The stories just keep, or the questions just keep coming in. How did I meet Inlaniggi? Joao, the Inlaniggi thing came from a video called, what's that motherfucking video called? It's called Punishing a Fan. Fall 2018, November. I put out a call on Instagram. Hey, does anybody want to come try out to be the next member of the crew? And the idea stemmed from that he was going to have to go through a bunch of challenges that Fan Jerry went through to become a member of the crew. Or not so much even that. He was just going to have to recreate a bunch of big Fan Jerry moments. And he did. And that was at a time when it was difficult for me to get a fucking fan over here. A bunch of people said they were going to come and then canceled. And he was like the one guy who actually showed up. I was going to do it with multiple people if they came over. But the channel was so small here in Los Angeles, Southern California. Only one kid showed face, and it was Inlaniggi. He's been around ever since. Herman's asking after the lockdown blows over, he's saying he wants to start taking BJJ classes. Any tips on how he can assert his dominance on the first day? Yeah, Herman. Show up in a gi wearing a black belt. People will respect you until you start doing the warm-ups, and they will lose all respect entirely when you start rolling alive. Eli is my bitch, says James. Would you say the $1,000 course was worth it? Roberto asks. It's so hard to remember, Roberto, because the lessons, I watched them in March 2017. Right now, I want to say no, but it's a tentative no because I can't really recall if anything I watched there has affected me significantly. Definitely my sense of humor, my sensibilities were all from me. They didn't come from this course at all. Duncan, you and Leo carried the Texas podcast? Well, no shit, dude. Phil and Alejandro, you really think they were just going to kill it on a fucking microphone? I'm sorry, that was a mean response. What do you think of Alejandro and Phil? Says Duncan. I think they're fine, dude. I just think they're guys who don't have the motivation to really do their own social media thing. So that's why we were treating them like our little brothers. How much did you Venmo the guy who put on Black Jacob? The guy, he's talking about the giving iPhones away for a blackface video. He didn't have Venmo, and I was trying to Zelle him, but he had to get to a tennis meet. So I ended up not giving him any money. I wanted to. I felt really fucking bad. And I really hope, well, let's just say I wonder who the opposing team they played during that tennis meet was. If the team was from Compton, he might have gotten his ass beat right there on the court. Danny, we own a warehouse in Illinois. It's 200,000 square feet with like 500 employees. When you come to Illinois, let me know. Okay, Nico, what are you guys doing in that warehouse? Is it a big grow operation? Michael's asking if I'm following the SpaceX launch. I am not, dude. Fill me in if there's anything interesting here. That news about Jimmy Fallon getting canceled was fucking interesting. That's crazy. I still can't believe that guy, the guy who's known universally as the most spineless talk show host, is the one who's getting canceled. Joao starting to read Bukowski tomorrow. I assume the book Women. Good for you, man. Abe's asking about the 3 defining moments of my YouTube career that I was mentioning on the podcast. They were. It's funny that I don't even remember. I had 3 much more well-defined then. Definitely the high school reunion and definitely the first Nelk video, though the second one might have been more important because my performance was better. Maybe there are 2 defining moments. And then I would place second in importance when kissing old women started to go viral. And Leon Lush did a video on it, which was a big help. So that might be a little minor moment. And then January of this year is when I finally figured out the business side and started earning a living. So those are the footnotes in my YouTube career. But the big moments were really high school reunion and Nelk. That's what drove the following. Casper saying it's called tumor. I'm sorry, I forgot who you're referring to, Casper. Yo, Danny, I tried to get your attention again in your last live because you reached out in the DMs about the face sweater being too small and told me to DM you on Instagram, and I did. I know you were busy, dude, so it's really no issue, but I'm just going to try again. Yeah, Downrange Gamer. Let me get my phone right now. Downrange Gamer. Type in your Instagram handle in the chat right now. Type in your Instagram handle in the chat, and I'll message you right now, and I'll make sure you get the right merch, dude. I got you. Joao, I was just thinking about that. Joao's asking why there are no sponsors on the podcast. It's a good idea. We should get at least one, even if it just means a couple extra $100 in our pocket each show. That's really significant. You're right, Joao. I'm going to get on that. Hunter S is the GOAT. Big influence on me, baby. What has been your favorite interaction in your videos? Jacob asks, all the way from Michael Bolton to Slab City Pitbull Gypsy. Well, you named 2 great ones right there, Jacob. Michael Bolton, I just rewatched that recently, and it's interesting because that video, we shot it right after the legendary I Ruined a Parade video. I remember being exhausted. We'd road tripped up to Sacramento, filmed the entire day prior, and now we had to shoot a brand new video. So everything we did yesterday doesn't count. And I was depressed getting my morning coffee. Like, how are we going to make this work? And then we just go into Ross to buy some clothing. Hadn't had any alcohol. We ended up drinking a little bit later that day in the San Francisco shoot, which is cheating. It's so much easier to film a video when you got a little booze in you. But dead sober, Michael Bolton, just this fucking the kind of character you always want to run into when you shoot a video. And yeah, I just rewatched that back not too long ago, and it's great. So that's a great one. Gypsy Podcast or Gypsy Pitbull Lady from Slab City, another great one. You've got a good eye for these, Jacob, because I agree that those are two of my favorites right there. What I view as a good interaction is when I'm using some sort of comic mechanism or I'm like especially sharp in a way that I haven't done before. So the Michael Bolton thing, the hitting on him, the responses, the way we were flirting with him was really sharp. I really liked it. And going back and telling him that's how we bond with each other as we feel each other's penises. I loved that. I felt like I was really quick with the Slab City lady too. And I was acting like I was on her side and understood her in a really sarcastic way that I thought was unique. So that was a good interaction. And then maybe my favorite improvised comedy I've done in a long time was from this last Imperial video when I did the 5-part drug joke to the fat lady with all the dogs escalating about how she got her canines under the influence. That was one of my favorites too. John McAfee is wild. The guy's done every drug on the planet. Yeah, I'm down to get this guy on the podcast. Danny, thoughts on our current economy, especially regarding the success of Amazon? When does a market become monopolistically competitive versus an oligopoly? You're asking the wrong fucking guy, dude. I took one intro to microeconomics course. I don't know. All I know is I love Amazon. I wouldn't be able to do my job without Amazon. So I'm not really in favor of putting a bunch of restrictions on them. I certainly don't care about how they treat their employees. That argument is ridiculous to me because the point of being an Amazon warehouse employee isn't that you work there until you retire. It's if you just got sober off meth, you're living with your parents or you're homeless and you need some quick fucking money, you work in an Amazon warehouse as a starter job and then you migrate to something else. So that they don't pay their workers enough or that the hours are hard isn't really a valid argument to me. But they do have the potential to basically shut down almost every business that exists on your street or in your neighborhood. So if somebody with a PhD who was balanced and smart made an argument about that to me, maybe it would make sense. I guess that's my opinion on Amazon. If they were just going to completely wipe out your neighborhood shopping center, then that wouldn't be exactly positive either. Advice for incoming college freshmen. Let me go back up to that. Gonna reset. Sorry, guys. Advice for incoming college freshmen. Study what you're interested in, Maxwell. Don't worry about your GPA. Go to class and take notes. And if you do that, don't worry about, for instance, getting into the easiest courses you can just to have a good GPA. If you want to take a hard class because you're interested in it, or a professor is notoriously difficult, but he's really interesting, fucking go take that class. Pursue what you're into. Have a social life. Get laid, fuck chicks, get drunk, go to parties. I don't know, man. It's so hard to know if I did college right. Doing, like, for me, taking a bunch of pre-law classes and getting drunk and fucking chicks with a bunch of douchebag dudes I didn't really like helped me because it taught me the things in life I didn't like and didn't value. And then so I could correct once I graduated to the things that I did. So I guess my advice, Maxwell, is I don't know. I'm going to stick to that first thing I said. Take the classes you're actually interested in. Don't select a major because it's easy. Josh, I answered the Chicago question up above. It's not really on the itinerary, dude. I'm sorry, man. Thanks for the booze, weed, and illicit hookers offer. Though, is there such thing as a non-illicit hooker? Well, I guess down in the Chicken Ranch in Nevada, those are legal hookers. They're not illicit. Sanskrit. Wow. I feel like what makes good prank videos great is when fights happen. I see sometimes when you're trolling someone, they get annoyed and want to fight you, but you shy away. Ever consider engaging? Well, I can't fight somebody on camera, dude, because then they sue me. It's my fault because I engaged them and I came up and harassed them and fucked with their day. I don't want footage of me pummeling a dude or choking him unconscious on the internet. That's just not good for my career. And fights aren't funny either. I mean, they're interesting and I'm sure they get a lot of views, but I'm a comedian, dude. I'm not a tap out bro. So no, I don't consider really engaging. You saw in the Edward 40 Hands video, the new one before it got taken down, that a dude completely attacked me and I just shied away, as you say. It's not worth it. You're from Oklahoma, Kilby, and you're trying to come to Dallas. Fuck yeah, man. We're gonna do a fan meetup. What are your thoughts on nicotine? Asked Joshua Redding. Nicotine. That's an interesting way he put that. I suppose if you're using the patches or you're smoking a vape just for the mental stimulation or the slight energy boost it gives you, that's better than smoking Camels or packing dips. I suppose the hierarchy is like a nicotine patch is the least bad. Vape is the second most benign. Then it's a dip. And then it's like a pack of fucking Marlboro Reds is the worst. And then hookah above that if you're inhaling. I don't think you need it. But then again, you probably don't really need coffee either. And I drink a shitload of that. So who am I to judge? Just be careful. Don't smoke a bunch of cigarettes. It's going to take years off your life. About 5 or 6 years ago, Thomas Robinson says, circa age 16, me and 4 mates formed a band called Acid Bath, where we all played guitars and just screamed about breaking things in a very crass style. Yeah, you didn't have to add that in. It sounded crass from the start. Safe to say it failed. Wow. I could have swore you guys were going to be signed to Interscope Records by the time I finished that paragraph. Sorry, Thomas. Well, I was in Juvenile Chicken Slayers, dude. We sung about fucking animals. Daniel, he popped Saundrine's cherry. Nice, dude. Tom, or whatever his fucking name is, going to be real upset. 1 second, guys. I'm going to piss. You can keep asking questions. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I was going to put on a song, but then I might get copyrighted or some shit. I got to piss. Back. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. I'm here for the long haul, boys. I'm not going anywhere. Am I still good? Yeah, I'm good. Make sure everybody can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Can somebody respond if they can hear me, if this mic's still working? I like this, guys. I see a lot of rich questions in here. I can't wait to kick back, answer them all. I'm hanging out. Then I'll tell the story at the end, too. I'll do it at the end. I'm yours for today, guys. I appreciate this Patreon support. As always, Quinn says we're good. Going back up. Thanks, guys, for checking my mic. Fucking Billy is in here. I want to get to Billy in a second. What do you think of those who spend all their time thinking about what is right or wrong to do morally? I don't feel that what I do is super immoral. I guess, Philippe, it's a little bit. I'm kind of a dick to people on the streets, but that's a part of the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. It has a segment on how if you cheat on your wife, if you're hustling products as a salesman that aren't actually legit, that this cancer, this moral cancer starts to build up and make you feel bad and make you feel that you're not entitled to good things in life. So I think there's something to be said for that. Ask anybody I know. I'm a totally different guy off camera than I am on. So I don't see what I do as incompatible with being moral. I don't think it's something you need to obsess over either. Just trust that thing inside of you that makes you not a serial killer. I'm taking the backdoor route to get into the University of Texas, like how you got into UCLA. Any advice to a community college transfer? Mesro, first of all, fucking congrats. You're going to love your life at University of Texas. We were walking around that campus, as you probably saw in the Texas videos from last August. Beautiful fucking chicks. Looks like it had a great social life. Football stadium right on campus. You're going to have a fucking great time. So mostly just enjoy, dude. Keep your grades up, but it sounds like you're already on that. Any advice? Don't feel ashamed to join a frat, dude. Don't feel like it's fucking douchey. Just do your research, figure out which one's cool, because otherwise, as a transfer, it's going to be hard for you to make friends. Okay, the transfers are a little bit behind the game. All the freshmen come in and they already make their friend groups within the first couple of weeks in the dorms. But you're probably going to be living in an apartment on the outskirts of campus. Hop in a fucking frat, dude. They'll take you. You'll make friends quick. You'll get access to all the hot chicks in the parties real quick. So that's my advice. The Me Too movement is absolutely fucking scary. If all it takes is a dick pic, I would be placed away for life. Me too, Joao. About 8 times over. Billy's a character, dude. I see Billy commenting on so many YouTubers' videos, and his comments always get upvoted right to the top. I think Billy's been commenting on my videos since early 2018. Like, he was there before the high school reunion, even maybe. So what's up, Billy, if this was indeed you, and you're not just another guy with that first name and a picture of Josh Peck as your avatar? But yeah, we're still trying to get an Antifa video done. What happened with it was Leo's roommate said he was going to drive us up there for work. He had some obligation and he had a place for us to stay. And that fell through. So it hasn't really been high on our priority list. Oh, this is a good question from Jacob Black. What do you think is each of the crew members' best work? Nico's best camera work, Leo's improv, Jerry or Iggy's best performance? Nico's best camera work, well, the most memorable video he filmed is probably I Ruined a Parade, but he also did a really good job on the survival trip video, the 24 hours in the mountains. He really worked hard on that one, figured out all the logistics about lights, rechargeable batteries, because we were out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So I'll say that for him. Leo's best video is probably day drinking in Texas as far as his improvised stuff, I think. I'm trying to think what else he's done well in recently. That's just one that comes to mind right away. Jerry or Iggy's best performance. Jerry became a legendary figure when he made out with that guy in the I Crucified Him video, so it's hard to say not that one. Iggy really won people back. He fell out of favor hard with the fans after pussing out in Arizona, after being a, quote, bitch, according to almost everybody in the comments during the crucifixion video, but he came back. He ate cum in the survival trip. He put his balls on my head in the gang Edward 40 hands during coronavirus. He was cool in the second Slab City video. So I just say Iggy's best work is just everything recent. Oh, dude, what the fuck? Neeks just texted me saying he's sitting out filming this fucking weekend, dude. Neeks is being a huge puss. Okay. TM Will, favorite open guard. This is a jiu-jitsu question. SLX. Is that Spider Lasso X? I'm sorry. De La Riva Spider. My best sweep is a De La Riva sweep that's actually on YouTube. If you just search Danny Mullen De La Riva sweep, it comes up. That's like my number one sweep. My instructor, Fabio, taught it to me. He was the guy who talks like this. Oh, boa giraffa. I put it in the deeper De La Riva hook. I make a for sweep, bro. Oh, boa giraffa. That's the guy who taught me that move. Any tips for getting into BJJ? Yeah, Dan. Find a gym in your area that has a lot of upper belts. A lot of purple belts, a lot of brown belts, a lot of black belts, not just a bunch of whites and blues. Sign up there because what that's going to guarantee is you got room to grow. There's nothing more frustrating than getting to a gym, signing up, making all these relationships, but they have like one blue belt and then everybody else is a white belt. Because then if you train hard and you get to the top of the white belts, then you get your blue belt, then you get better than the one blue belt. You got nobody to get better with because you're better than everybody already, except for your instructor. And just training with a black belt isn't a big help. So find a gym with a lot of depth and just start training, dude. No excuses. Just get in there. Scott's asking about Super Chat. Don't worry about that, man. I'm going to be going live on YouTube tomorrow, and that's got Super Chat. But again, you guys don't worry about it. You already support. You think you can make a list of books you'd recommend? Yeah, dude, I think I always say I'm going to do that and then don't. And I was thinking about it last night before I went to bed, how I should probably do that. Well, we've talked about a lot here, Broderick. The magic of thinking big. We've all been talking about it this chat. Freedom Plays wants to hear the story. Freedom, let us get down to the bottom here. I'll just keep fucking rolling, dude. Again, Howard Stern needs to be on the air for 4 hours. I can handle 2 or 2.5. Hey, Danny, how you doing, brother? AH, I'm doing well, man. Danny, what's been happening? Been watching since December 2018. Your videos seriously make my Thursday nights. Keep it up, dude. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it, brother. Scott, and right now, man, I've been really hyped on this fraternity video, writing the shit out of it. Can't fucking wait. Going to Dallas to film, and then we've got another big concept coming up, too. So I'm just staying passionate about it, man. Overcame this bullshit with the strike. I'm over that. I'm feeling good, feeling confident, ready to keep moving forward. Keep your Thursday nights strong. I'm in the center of Canada. It's a shithole. You should definitely come here. Wow. The geographic center of Canada. That does sound like the worst town in Canada, at least. You can get some sort of video there. It's all about confidence, bald or not. Yes, sir. Coming back to the top. What's for lunch, Danny? I had a pre-made Trader Joe's salad, as I eat quite often, with some added in pre-cooked Trader Joe's chicken and peanuts. I'm a delivery driver at a Pizza Hut working to become a firefighter. Headed in right now. See you next time, brother. Daddy Sasson, good fucking shit, man. Do what you got to do. See, we were talking about Amazon earlier and it exploiting its workers. Pizza Hut, I'm sure, is not paying Daddy Sasson a living wage, but he's using this to pay for his schooling to become a firefighter, which is actually a sustainable career. Daddy Sasson is doing it right. That's what you're supposed to do in this great nation. JW has been following me since the Benedict Arnold Facebook page. Always knew you would go far. Thank you so much, man. That's what I was talking about, guys, when I was talking about that $1,000 class. The Benedict Arnold was the name of my brand back then. Because I was a little afraid of putting my name on the page. I didn't want all those shitheads I went to college and high school with to judge me from afar. I was a puss. And then also I was doing these videos with a lot of my friends. So I looked at us as a comedy collective, even though it was definitely me doing the thrust of the writing. Joao says the PC police is terrifying. Yeah, fuck them. If you just don't worry about them, they're not an issue. I got work at 4 because in Texas, delivering cookies is an essential business. Hell yeah, Mesro. Community college, going to University of Texas, delivering cookies. You ever see Michael Richards stand up where he loses his mind? Yeah, dude. Quinn, I saw that. The fucking legendary breakdown at the Laugh Factory. I mean, the guy's a fucking retard. I don't know what to say. That's not something like Jimmy Fallon doing a comedy bit or Leo DiTavio sending a dick picture. That was just a real racist breakdown. So I don't have a lot of sympathy about that one, but it's compelling to watch. It's always fun to see a fire, see a fucking building go up in flames, metaphorically. Jacob Black, do you think RDR introduced himself as RDR in prison to the inmates? I wonder if he told them he's a celebrity. I'm almost positive he did, Jacob. I'm sure Rat Dick Ralph maintained he was a celebrity even behind bars. It's cool to see how much you were influenced by Howard Stern, Abe Glazer weighing in here. Mostly in how you treat your crew, exactly like Howard treats the Whack Pack. I guess, yeah. Yeah, I was definitely influenced by Stern, man. When I first started my Facebook page in Vegas, I was listening to and watching exclusively Stern. And I feel like there was better Stern stuff available on YouTube back then. Since they started their own YouTube channel, their people who work at their offices have been much better about pulling all of their shit that's copyrighted off the internet. So a lot of the real Stern gold is no longer available for free for people, which sucks. I mean, I would sign up for Sirius, but I don't know if they have any sort of archive. If they had an archive, I would do it in a second. But just I'm not interested in 2020 Stern interviewing Hillary Clinton. That's why I'm not going to sign up. But his fucking prime, god damn it, that was the best entertainment that existed. How often do you get compared to Jackass? Do you like the comparison? Not very often, Freedom Plays. Nobody really looks at my channel that I know of and is like, oh, you're a Jackass wannabe. We don't really do stunts exactly. Fan Jerry can give you the best BJJ advice. I agree, Joao. He should open up his own school. Yes, you're still alive. That's right, Nikolai. I'm fucking here. Any advice on living alone? I work overnights and live in an apartment alone with no roommates. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. I've been there, Daniel. When I lived in Vegas, I was getting home from work at about 1 or 2 a.m., going to bed at 8 in the morning. I did most of my editing work between 2 a.m. and 8 in the morning. And I lived in a little studio apartment. I visit it in the Smoke This Bong video. You actually see it. I interview the new tenant there. Any advice to not go crazy? Dude, make some bonds at work. Have friends at fucking work. I like living with roommates, though, dude. So I totally understand what you're saying, Daniel. You don't like the isolation of being alone. That's why I'm not too eager to move out into my own apartment in the valley or something. Because I only really contact people when I do my podcast and then when we go out filming on the weekends. So I would start to go nuts too. I don't know, Daniel. If you're not making enough friends at work, maybe join some sort of co-ed sports league. Might even get some pussy out of that. Train jujitsu. Jiu-jitsu is a great, not only workout fighting system, it also acts as a nice supplement to your social life. Most of the dudes you'll meet are super fucking cool. Something about jiu-jitsu, it just tears away at the ego. The pussies and the insecure assholes don't make it. They quit after 5 training sessions. The good dudes who are worth being friends with, they stick around. Find a local gym. Where the fuck is he reading these from? Not sure what that's in reference to. Erasmus. Has Danny Mullen taking a shot at day trading? I have not. Oh, Joao, he corrects himself. Taken. That's good. I didn't respect you until you corrected yourself. I have not taken a shot at that, Joao. Or what's the definition of day trading? I'm not really sure what the definition is there. Isn't that like a profession on Wall Street? Has Leo been talking to you about Reddit? Yeah, somebody told me, or Leo told me that somebody posted my address on there, but it got taken down pretty quick. It's hard to really dox somebody and put their address out there on the internet because it's illegal to do that on every platform, or not illegal, but against the policies. And the mods are, I think, pretty good on my Patreon, or excuse me, on my subreddit, so they look out for me. Yeah, it's not going to proliferate that much. And like everybody knows where fucking David Dobrik lives. Way more famous people have their addresses public, and that doesn't completely ruin their lives, so I'm not too worried about it. How do you feel about hitting rainmakers out on the fairways? I don't know what that means, Mike Hunt. You sound like a classy guy, though. Dude, Danny's Reddit is insufferable, full of a lot of 15-year-old weirdos, people trying to get your address and post all your Patreon stuff and stuff about the crew's personal life. I hopped off. Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, that's unfortunate. What are you going to do? Do you have any blue collar videos in the works? I was thinking about that, Daniel, bringing back the blue collar character. It's definitely the easiest one for me to do. I'll think about it, man. It's just the other day I was running some scenarios through my head about what I could do for that one. Do you keep in touch? Okay, that's Downrange Gamer just gave me his handle. Where's my phone? Motherfucker, I'm going to go get my phone back, Downrange Gamer. Sorry. Sorry, guys. He got shipped out a version of this shirt, and it was an Air by the company. It was a lot smaller than the one that appears here. So I want to make sure that he gets what he actually ordered. No vowels in your Instagram handle. That is edgy. It's something. I don't know what it is exactly. JSHH Josh Hill. There we go. Here we go. Got the receipt. I'm sending this to my merch guy right now. I'm taking care of you, buddy. I've put this off for too long. Jordan, my company is out in New York, so they take care of all this. Text him right now that this man needs a new shirt. Send this guy an updated version of the white face sweater. He got the small face. Actually, he may have ordered a t-shirt. I don't remember. I'm sending the address right now. Don't worry, I'm not like that shithead on Reddit. I'm not going to leak it, though I'm sure these people in the stream are trustworthy and it wouldn't matter. Got you, Downrange Gamer. How do you keep in touch? Do you keep in touch with your old restaurant friends? It'd be cool if y'all did another wet market video. Mesro's talking about the Chinatown video. Yeah, man. I want to go up and hang out with Tim again in San Francisco, but him and Chef Mike are about the only ones. Center of North America is in Rugby, North Dakota. I might have to release the Kraken to get you guys here. Low key as fuck. I'm down, brother. I'm fucking down. That sounds like the perfect place to do a Kraken video. What's the name of the Michael Bolton video? Freedom Plays asks. That is drag queens terrorizing San Francisco. Joao says the music I choose for my videos is underrated. It's always so perfect. Appreciate that, man. It's just the stuff I like to listen to. And if I feel like a lyric matches up to a situation or a vibe is captured perfectly by some song I like, I go for it. Or if it's a combination of both. In the Imperial video, that ending song, it's called, it's a weird fucking word. But it's the one that was like, it's a mass grave. That fucking song, just that lyric, it's a mass grave, sounded perfect to describe Bombay Beach, and then also the vibe felt correct. Maybe you should have a Hunter S. Thompson theme vid, kind of like you try to replicate his daily routine. Well, I'd be dead by noon, Michael, so there need to be paramedics standing by. I like that idea, though, man, and we got a surprise for you coming up. Don't worry. No strings attached except for the IV. Sorry, man, I forget what that's in reference to. The Nubian Queen. Yeah, so Freedom Play says he loves the moment in Kissing Old Ladies where the homeless dude, Jamal, tells me the line about the Nubian Black Queen, and then it works immediately, and I make out with an older lady. I never ended up... Actually, Roberto, I did email Michael Bolton. We just said hi back and forth a couple times. It didn't really go anywhere. I need to get him back. People would go fucking nuts if I got him in a video. Not sure if you addressed this on the podcast, but that Kim lady on the last video was very strange. Ever find out what was going on there? We talked about it a little bit, Thomas, like 2 podcasts ago, but your guess is as strong as ours. We don't have any conclusions for you. Do you have a date for the Dallas meetup? It's going to be either Saturday, the 6th of June, or the 7th, the Sunday. Not sure yet. KLB. The BBW porn star interview was one of the first videos Thomas saw. That is a deep cut. That was July 2018. And I remember I filmed 2 videos that weekend. I filmed that, and then the next day we filmed Show Me Your Penis with Fan Jerry. Went up to Sacramento and filmed TPing houses during daytime, and then filmed a vlog. And that video is called I Think My Friend Is Gay. That was productive. I knocked out 4 videos in back-to-back weekends. Wish I could do that now, but you guys have a little bit of a higher standard of quality, so it'd be tougher to do. I could film shorter, simpler videos back then because not that many people were watching. You have any plans to do any mock-style interviews, Sacha Baron Cohen style? Thomas, doing that stuff is pretty hard because we have a really quick turnaround. I got to post a video every week. And also, he has a whole team of producers who are reaching out to public figures to interview. He's got a team of writers. He's got cameramen, costume people. So all Sacha Baron Cohen has to do is just get into character and show up at places. Whereas I have to do all of that fucking work. So it's not as easy to like plan up mock interviews. Are you going to start doing stand-up? Lewis, I don't have the time, dude. And this is a much more effective way of reaching a lot of people. YouTube, that is. Some more drag queens and SF type stuff would be great. It was a verbal free-for-all just because you were in drag, especially or easily the most quotable video in my group of friends. Glad to hear that, Jacob. And I do think we're going to bring it back here in June. Get Uriah Faber on some videos. Joao, I want to do an interview with him just about mindset, goal setting, success, or a portion of a video. It'll be like a segment in a larger one. I don't think he's down because of his brand to just go full on Danny Mullen, to chug a bottle of vodka and go out and call people shitheads. While I was up, Joao was trying to get some animal fucking statements out. He's going to quick turn his bag inside out. What does that mean? Does that mean jerking off? That's crude, Freedom Plays. Herman asks, would you rather chase girls or chase money, personal success? Money and personal success. Asked me that question 10 years ago or 7 years ago when I was in college. It would have been pussy. That would have been my answer. Diana, the lone woman on this stream. What's up, Diana? Do you have any plans for an Austin meetup in the future or just currently Dallas? Diana, right now it's just going to be Dallas. But if you're motivated, it's not that far away, is it? Yeah, sorry about that. It's just there are a lot of cities in this great nation of ours. And there are a lot of people in the UK wanting me to come out to their cities too. Can't be everywhere at once. The Maniac. Is this Tim Sylvia? Is this the former UFC heavyweight champion? But he's grateful for the piss break. He needed to go urinate, and Joao is going to sodomize a zebra, and he's going to come on its right eye. I wonder how that went. Caleb, he wants to sodomize a seagull. Nice. I want to skull fuck a seahorse, says Abe Glazer. Hell yeah, you do, dude. There's no better animal, really, to put your penis in. Nikolai, you work at St. Paul's Collegiate NZ Soul Food? That's the restaurant? I think you were telling me where you work. New fucking Zealand. Nikolai is living down in the bottom of the world. Do you think you could submit Logan Paul with his wrestling background? Would love to see that. I guarantee I could submit Logan Paul. The dude's an athlete, though, and he's in tremendous shape. I'm sure he'd beat me up in a sparring match and a wrestling match. But if we're on the ground and it's just jiu-jitsu, I got that motherfucking no problem. I want to skull fuck a seahorse. Keith, you got beat to it. Or wait, did somebody say? Oh, yeah, 2 people said they wanted to skull fuck a seahorse. I guess I was the first person to say that. I'm old school skull fucking seahorses. I laughed so hard on your Wizard of Oz Patreon video when Leo just randomly shouts that he's sober and to shut the fuck up about his drinking out of nowhere. Also saw how nice you are behind the scenes. Oh, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a nice guy behind the scenes. Yeah, Leo was not sober, though. I'll refute that. He drank 2 massive tall cans of hard seltzer, 6% alcohol. Have you ever watched Joe Goes on YouTube? One of my favorite channels, like yours, very underrated. Joe Goes. I have not watched it, Sean. I'm sorry. I'm serving these pizzas with an AirPod in, staying tuned in. Daddy Sasson is listening to Papa Danny on the job. That's good. That's maximizing your time, baby. Freedom Plays got turned on to me from PKA. Shout out to those guys. Thank you, Freedom, and thank you, PKA. Always have a fucking great time on there. I'm glad. Yeah, I saw some people weren't super happy with our guest on this last Monday's podcast, and I think he came on not knowing anything about our channel and not really respecting what we do, or he did afterwards when he saw our numbers. But that's, I think, a good move for being liked by a podcast audience is give the guests their due respect. And I always try to be really respectful of those guys when I go on PKA. So I'm glad that's translated into people like you, Freedom Plays, coming over and watching my channel, dude. So fucking welcome. Cameraman Nico needs to get his shit straight. I agree. Wow. Single leg X. That's in reference to the jiu-jitsu thing. Yeah, dude, I'm De La Riva guy to the bone. You should make a Patreon post with affiliate links to Amazon so you can make some money off that book list. Not a bad idea, Dan. Jesus Christ, it's not midnight here. What a great time to go live. Oh, Tony, you're saying this is a nice change of pace instead of going like I usually go at midnight. Any interesting stories from Team Alpha Male with TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt? Actually, TM Will, I had moved off the fighter block that was the headquarters of Team Alpha Male right before those guys came in. TJ Dillashaw actually moved into my old bedroom when I left the block for the first time. And Cody Garbrandt, he was always really nice to me. Both guys were always fucking great to me. I just know TJ more. We went on a road trip once to watch Justin Buckles, the head coach of Team Alpha Male, fight in Riverside in a small show. It was me, TJ Dillashaw, Justin Buckles, and Dustin Akbari, their jiu-jitsu coach. And I will say that TJ Dillashaw is the most competitive motherfucker you've ever seen. A really nice guy, but he's so fucking competitive, it's like exhausting to be around him. We would we were doing like airsoft fucking wars. And we started off by shooting targets. We had a target shooting contest. We went to Big Five and dropped like $100 on airsoft guns. Then back in the hotel, we were shooting beer cans off the mirror, or excuse me, the hotel room sink. And TJ Dillashaw started getting frustrated when I was beating him in target shooting. And how did he take out this frustration? Did he steady his hand? Did he fucking line up the crosshairs better on his airsoft gun to better shoot the beer cans? No, he turns and he shoots me in the fucking neck from point blank range. And I was furious. I was like, you fucking son of a bitch. And I wanted to shoot him back. And the way he negotiated to get fair, or to make it fair, was that he was going to run a zigzag pattern in the front parking lot of the hotel. And I was allowed to tee off on him and drop a full magazine of ammo on him. And he agreed to go out and let me get even in that respect. So he was like a nice guy about it. Weirdly, like he honestly felt bad and he prevented this get even scenario. But that just shows how fucking competitive and asshole-ish he was, that he would just turn and shoot me in the neck. I always liked TJ, though. He's a good guy. You need that. To be the fucking UFC champion, you can't be a well-adjusted, nice person or a well-adjusted, mentally stable person all the time. Another story, I was at TJ's after party right after he won the belt for beating Renan Barão in Las Vegas. I was the most fucked up on drugs that I ever was in my life. That was in 2014, the height of my drug-taking career. I was on about 5 Molly pills and 20 shots of Jack. I was fucked up, and I was having a really good time. I won't deny that. Danny, can we break down Fan Jerry's videos on live? Sounds pretty entertaining. I'm not sure how that would work, though, Joao. Would you ever kick Nico out of the crew if he was sending dick pictures to fans like Nino and Nelk? If they were solicited, no. But if they were completely like, if he was molesting people with his dick pictures, if they were arriving without any kind of requests beforehand, then it would be an issue, I would say. Have you talked to Rat Dick Ralph since he got out of the pen? Daniel O'Brien asks. He messaged me and said hi, and I was going to write back, but then the other guys in the crew sent me a link to a Instagram group chat he was in where he was talking shit on me, basically saying that him ending up in prison was all my fault, which is really strange because after the initial Instagram story incident where he was threatening to kill Ilanigi, all I said over and over, I said it on the podcast. I privately called him for 30 minutes and talked it over with him. I said, dude, just lay low for a little bit, get sober, man. Hopefully this will blow over. I just need you to be a little more under control, relax, just stay off the booze for a couple weekends. And then 2 back-to-back weekends, he smoked meth and got blackout drunk and then got thrown in prison for domestic abuse. And apparently that was my fault. So I just didn't write him back. Hey, Colby, you're a dumbass. There you go, Kelby. How do you feel about Joe Rogan's Spotify deal? Mesro, I feel good about it. I hope that Spotify doubles down on not only podcasts, but video too. I think they have the user base to start up a video platform that could rival YouTube's, or at least I hope they could, because I don't like the idea of YouTube being the only real video platform. Facebook's too sketchy. It's too easy to get videos deleted there and just get your page erased. YouTube, the strike system is pretty fair, but after getting a strike this last week, I want an alternative. I want another big platform. Favorite albums of all time, Javier asks. I'll just rattle off a few. Exile on Main Street by the Rolling Stones. Neutral Milk Hotel in the Aeroplane Over the Sea. Elliott Smith, Either or XO. The first Clash album, the self-titled. There are a couple right there. What's good? Got here late. What's up, Bobs? No problem. Do you brainstorm ideas for titles of your videos, or do they come more naturally and you don't give them much thought? Titles like Picking Up Girls While High and Fake White Belt Prank, so clip-worthy. Yeah, I think those, I just have the concept in my head of what the hook is going to be, and then the title just sort of makes itself. I mean, those titles, they're click-worthy, but they're not that smart. I mean, I just worked backwards. I was like, oh, we're going to get high and try to go pick up girls. What should the title be? Picking Up Girls While High. And then fake white belt pranks, they existed on YouTube, but just nobody had done a really good one. So I just thought, hey, I'll borrow this. And it's valid because I'm going to go outdo everybody else's. So I didn't mind being unoriginal in the title. By the way, I have all of the Stern years I can send you on Discord through Mega App. Jacob, do you mind putting your Instagram handle in here too? And I'll message you, dude. I'll take you up on that. Mopey. What's up, Mopey? Mopey was a guest on our podcast, another big creator on YouTube. Yannick is saying he appreciates me looking out for the Europeans at this earlier live. No problem, dude. Happy to do it. Holy shit, it's Mopey. That's right, Joao. I get a book recommendation for you. Straight to Hell by John Lefebvre. Douchebag bankers in Hong Kong pranking each other and getting fucked up on coke and fucking whores. I'm going to check that out. That sounds relevant to my interests. Okay, I got it pulled up, dude. I'm going to go look into that in a little bit. That sounds cool. Day trading is dumb, really hard to actually make a profit, says Broderick. Mopey's saying some shit about Reddit. Not much context. Come on, Mopey. Be clearer. I'm going to get my fucking light. I'm sorry. I'm going to get this here so I can read these questions a little better. Swing trading is more profitable and takes less time. With day trading, you get way too anxious and end up fucking up more. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Somebody help out Papa Mullen who doesn't know anything about trading or investing or Wall Street. I do have $3,000 in the stock market right now. One of my buddies, though, who knows a lot more about this shit than I do, advised me on every single stock to buy. So I'm not really learning. He's definitely catching a fish and not teaching a man to fish. Danny, would you ever do some sort of comedy tour? Sean, I would tour the Leo and Danny show. I don't have a stand-up act. I don't really have time to get good at stand-up, and I don't really, as of now, have too much desire to go get good at stand-up because I think it's a lot of effort needed. I think it's like at least 10 years to get great at stand-up, and there's not a lot of reward there. Mopey is fucking here. That's right, Caleb. Yeah, but let's say, so this is in reference to people knowing my address. Let's say your following is a greater potential danger than the following of Dobrik. Yeah, sure. I agree with that, Tony. Sorry, I'm going to scroll back up. Hey, Danny, finally here as well. This is Mark from Germany. Good to see the live stream at a nicer time, 10 p.m. How are you doing in these Corona times, my friend? Mark, I'm doing great, brother. I was on a roll until the fucking strike happened and threw me off, but I'm about to get back on it, and there's going to be 8 solid fucking videos, 8 great videos for you guys to look forward to, 8 in a row before I go on summer vacation. Did the Chef Mike video get taken out? And yeah, I privated it too, Joao. I'm just really careful about any video that might cross the line right now. Boneheads, Bank Holiday, and the Slab City videos are perfect. I agree, Roberto. And I was psyched that I could use the demo in this new one as a way of referencing back to the first video. I love that song. I can't believe that didn't make the fucking album. Dara. Hey, Danny. Been a fan since your high school reunion video. If you like grunge, check my band Fang Club. We opened for the Pixies, Smashing Pumpkins, and Metallica last year. Fang Club. Okay, I'll look up Fang Club. That's a good resume. Bands you opened for. Dublin alternative rock band. Wow. You guys have a Wikipedia page. You guys look pretty fucking cool. Okay. I'm fucking down, dude. I'm going to listen to some of this shit soon. I'm going to put on a Fang Club track right now, actually. I'm going to react live. I got to listen to an ad about Felix Gray's shitty spectacles. My speakers are broken on my computer, so it's not going to sound good. Yeah! I think you guys are good. I think you need me as vocalist, though. All right, Dara. I'm gonna keep looking into this. Dara, you're at the bottom of the list of members. Are you playing drums? I knew it. A percussionist. That's what I played in Juvenile Chicken Slayers, though. So we got that bond. Philippe asks, Danny, did you and Brody get off on good terms? Would you collab with him again? Philippe, here's the deal with Brody. Well, first of all, Brody doesn't upload videos. Brody TV hasn't uploaded a video since Thanksgiving, so I don't think he's really collab with a bull. But I've talked about this on another live stream. The audio was terrible, so I'll say it again. We worked together a year ago on a video called Aggressively Hitting on Men. And I thought he was funny, and I put his clips that I thought were really funny in the video. A lot of my audience hated on him, which is a thing that happens. When you collaborate with people, a lot of time their audience isn't into your style of humor. And especially when you're eccentric like Brody, they're going to be even fewer people who like your brand of comedy. So people were talking shit in the comments, and it really got to him. He saw that as my fault. And additionally, he saw that as even more of my fault because I cut out a clip that he really liked that he filmed that day, but I just didn't get it. It was like he went up to these guys in an alley and he was singing like a hip hop song that I didn't know, and he thought it was really funny, but I'm not going to put a fucking joke that I don't get in one of my videos. He refused to understand that, and he thought I was sabotaging him and undermining his comedy. So he like unfollowed me on Instagram and was talking shit about me to his fans. And all I have to say to that is, motherfucker, I put you in my video. I got you exposure. I thought you were fucking funny. Why am I the enemy here? So no, I would never collaborate with him again, but he doesn't upload videos, so it doesn't matter. Okay, JW, he's getting really deep here. Do you have a fatalistic view of life, or do you believe in individual input being the most important factor in achieving life goals? Option B, JW, absolutely. And you could probably pick that up. We've been talking a lot about books on this stream, The Magic of Thinking Big, the entire thesis of which is if you set small goals and you have zero confidence in yourself and your abilities, you're going to achieve small goals. And you're going to have no abilities, or your abilities are going to stay limited. Yeah, that's what I have to say on that, J-Dubs. Jacob Black asks, is there a video this Thursday, or are you coming back next week with the frat vid? Also, option B, Jacob, we're going to do a live stream this Thursday. I wanted to go out into some shithole. We were thinking about heading to Palmdale or just some remote desert location and filming a last-minute vlog out there. But that was going to take a day of filming, and it was going to take 2 days of editing. And I would rather spend that time writing for the videos we have coming up for these big concepts. Some people, I'm sure, are going to be disappointed with that choice, but I thought it was the right one. Gotta head to work, says Mesro. Can't wait to hear more about the Dallas shoot. Got any dates so I can take that day off? It's going to be either the 6th or the 7th in Dallas, Mesro. I've bought and read all your books. You should post that on here, Maxwell. I'll post some excerpts of the one book he hasn't read. Keith asks, first video I saw of you, Danny, was the Edward 40 Hands. The first one, and I was hooked. YouTube just recommended it to me. Hell yeah, Keith. That's a great one. That's another video. I mentioned the cross-dressing one that we just shot totally last minute. Edward 40 is in Vegas. We woke up fucking hungover, underslept, stacked in a shitty hotel room, and it didn't seem like we were going to go out and get anything good as far as footage. But after the 40s started drizzling down our throats, the comedy just happened. And that's why it was important for me to stop drinking on shoots, because it's just so easy to film when you're fucking shit-faced. And that's the problem, because toward the end of last year, I was sick all the time, and I just felt bad all the time because I was drinking on so many shoots. And then it makes it harder to edit that next week. It makes it harder to write that next week. And I have to perform so much, it didn't make sense to get into a mode where I couldn't do my job without booze. Then it would be easier for me to want to be fucking slugging a fat tire to make this go by quicker on the podcast, to take a shot of vodka before the mics heated up. Triple that whenever we're shooting a main channel video. It's a cycle that would have developed, and I didn't want that. My middle name is Leonard. Make fun of me, says Abe. Abe Leonard Glazer, or Glasser. That's a distinguished name, my friend. I'm not going to make fun of you at all. Freedom Plays says music for the worst cities in America is always haunting. So great. Thanks, brother. Logan Paul has really changed, says Abe. His content is a lot more honest and mature. Still not great. Definitely far better than before. A spot on his podcast would do you wonders. You should reach out. Yeah, Abe, that'd be tight. I know Uriah Faber, my buddy, has been on that podcast. The Nelk Boys have been on that podcast. I know some guys who have gotten on there. So they would be the people to reach out through. What's been your experience learning foreign languages? It's been not good, Yannick. I tried to learn French in high school, or rather, I was forced to try to learn French in high school, and I failed. Je voudrais une crêpe, s'il vous plaît. It's about as good as I got. Joao asks, are the Sacramento social media marketers planning a comeback in a future Orangevale parade? Joao, I just Googled powwow days because it's in June, typically the first day of June. But Corona, it shut it down. So there's going to be no comeback for us. I thought we were going to ambush the parade this year. I thought that would have been great. If myself and any fans who wanted to get in on it just jumped out of the bushes and got in the way of a float and caused some sort of general disruption. Sorry, coming back down to get caught up. Ever thought about training Muay Thai or Mai Tai, as Lewis puts it? Training Mai Tai, I did that a lot on spring break, but it's been a while. Muay Thai, kickboxing, or boxing for a great video if you could get the crew to do it as well. Yeah, it would be sweet. I guess. Yeah, if we could go to fucking Thailand and we got Fan Jerry to spar like some local champ or something, god damn it, that would be great. Austin to Dallas is about 3 hours. This is Diana again, the lone woman in the chat. Would definitely be worth the drive. When is the meetup date? I know you've said it a few times, but I missed it. No problem, Diana. It's going to be either July 6th or July 7th. That's a Saturday or a Sunday. Or excuse me, not July, June. Scratch July. Roughly 2 weeks from now, the 6th of June or the 7th of June. I'll let you know which day exactly it's going to be. So I'm going to be filming with Cassidy Campbell, and I don't know which day is going to be our main filming day with him. And then the day we have off is when I'll do my meetup / film my video. Have you ever seen Yucko the Clown on YouTube? He was on Howard Stern's a couple of times. Yeah, absolutely, dude. I've seen a lot of Yucko on Stern. It's good stuff. Ekbari was in your Vegas video, right? He's the Persian lad? Yeah, that's right, Quinn. What video was he in? He was in the just old 2-year-old vlog of us in Vegas. Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu instructor. Really legit black belt. Are you a fan of 50s music? You heard Howlin' Wolf during the Hershey bit. Hell yeah, dude. Those guys like Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, they're my favorite musicians, like heroes. I like the Rolling Stones and the Beatles, and that's the guys the Rolling Stones and the Beatles were listening to. So I'll go back and I'll check out some fucking Howlin' Wolf, Backdoor Man, or some fucking Muddy Waters for sure, dude. Sorry, trying to get caught up again. I always lose my place. Plans for the video with the guy that donated 3,000? Sean, we're thinking about redoing the cross-dressing, but doing it somewhere really fucking conservative, like doing it deep in the heart of Virginia. Tony says he feels bad for Rat Pussy Pam. Yeah, I do too. What is the most frustrating about Rat Dick is that he has so much potential personally and for the videos. And it was sad to see him waste his life like this. I agree, Joao. The guy's a star. As far as our podcast clips that get posted up, some guy's operating a channel where he posts podcast clips. All the ones with Rat Dick have the most views. The podcast where we mentioned him has a ton of fucking views. So yeah, dude, the dude was a star. Moon Safari by Air is a really good album as well. Yeah, is it as good as Exile on Main Street? I'm going to look up Moon Safari right now. Oh, okay. This actually has really good reviews. I thought it was going to have like a 50 on Metacritic. And it was going to be equivalent in quality to like Half Hour of Power by Sum 41. And I was going to make fun of you. But it actually looks like a good album. It's something different, but the songs are calming. Yeah, it looks like a good album, Tony. You're onto something. My baby bro just got his wisdom teeth pulled. Any advice to ease the pain? Whatever they prescribed you in that office, I need you to take, okay? I don't care if they recommended no more than 1 per day and with food. You're going to push down on the cap because it's a safety cap, rotate it clockwise, dump everything in your mouth, and then wash it down with a swig of Smirnoff vodka. That's what you're going to do. You'll feel no fucking pain. After that, just lie down. If you feel drowsy, don't fight it. Just close your eyes and relax. Herman may be without a baby bro if that advice is heeded. Get him a hooker. That'll help too, Joel. Antonio, hey, Danny, what's up, dude? Welcome. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. Jacob Black is going to give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to piss once more. My sincere apologies here. And then I'm going to get down to the bottom of these questions. We don't have too many more left. And then I'm going to take my hand to telling this story. Be right back, guys. What's up, guys? Papa Mullen reporting in. Ha. Aw. Jacob Black. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing something selfish right now. I'm retrieving a Howard Stern archive, which is it's going to be not selfish in a way because I'm sure I'll get a lot of good material from that and it'll influence my videos. Jacob _ H Black. Where's Jacob _ H Black? Hell yeah. Followed back. There's a picture of a child and there's a banana in the description. Okay, 32 of you still with me. Let's wrap up the questions and then it's storytelling time, guys. Anyone on YouTube you would like to work with? We talked about the Logan Paul podcast. I'd like to get on there. Who do I really respect on YouTube? I'd like to work with Nelk again, Danny Duncan. I'd like to actually film a video with Cassidy Campbell. I'm shooting with again this coming weekend. That's a good list. Where's the live podcast so I can call in? Jonah, go fuck yourself. The live podcast, it's not going to be live for a while, Antonio, but what we might do is we might start a Patreon for the podcast so we can screen callers a little bit because we're worried about just giving our number out to the general public because then 90% of the calls are going to be bullshit or people just screaming racial epithets into their phone. And we don't want that. So if we do a little Patreon, where there's like a low barrier of entry before you make a call and we can screen it, that will ensure that we're getting legitimate people who have legitimate comments or questions. We're still working it all out. I'm sorry, Jonah. Danny, do you know if Leo is up or what's going on? He wanted to call me today, or I haven't heard anything from him, which is surprising. Mark, he texted me earlier about a shoot, so I think he should be awake. Any updates on cameraman Nate? You were re-listening. This is Joao to the podcast and reminded myself of how irrational he was near the end. Yeah, I don't think anything good's going on, Joao. He hasn't worked with me for more than a year, but my editor tells me he constantly posts on the subreddit all kinds of wild shit, which kind of worries me that he can't let go and that he still thinks about the channel probably every day. But I got no updates on him, dude. I mean, he was such an asshole to me and everybody else. It's not like I'm sympathetic and I'm going to like reach out and comfort him. How do you make thumbnails? Asks Jacob Black. How do you choose the background and do you take shots of the videos or do you have the people pose? Gotta say, 2020's thumbnails have been artful. Is that awful or artful? He's trying to say there. Sometimes we fuck up. The Imperial County video, we forgot to take a thumbnail, so I had to grab a subpar shot that was just a screen grab for the video. The one we had coming out for Wizard of Oz was great. I spent $50 on a stock image off Shutterstock.com of a big fat dude trying to jog, and I had me pointing at him, and the color was all matched up. I have a guy in the Philippines do it, actually. He's like a really educated, good, technical guy out there, though. I know we were talking about Filipino slums earlier. He does my thumbnails, $25 each, and he's really good with color, with design, with layout. If we can get some sort of shot, like, for example, the Jackhammer Jeremy thumbnail, that's me posing. Or sometimes I just know a moment in the video is going to make a great thumbnail. An example of that is the giving a head tattoo in Starbucks, is the 24-hour survival challenge in the mountains where I'm eating the bug. If I sense that what I'm doing is potentially going to be the hook of the video, I'll hold it really clearly and I'll tell Nico or Ian to keep the camera steady because I know that I'm going to get a screen grab of what we're filming right then. And then sometimes the background is a legitimate background to that image, or sometimes my guy grabs one off the internet and we inserted it into the back. An example of that was the video that got copyright struck by Hollywood, California, kissing girls in Las Vegas during coronavirus. That background I just got off the internet. Even if Spotify will do videos in the future, it's yet another platform that creators depend on. Those platforms are great for distribution, but they could go away any moment. Yeah, I agree, Yannick. I should get a website going. I agree. Yeah. It's definitely, all these platforms are a much better alternative than traditional television, which you never got a shot at in the first place unless you were very fucking lucky. But you're right. You're right. I should definitely be looking at alternatives. I should have my own website much more developed. The cum omelet was funny as fuck, Caleb says. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Never mind, Danny. He just sent me a message. Mark apologizes. Thank you, Mark from Germany. Glad that worked out. Leo is probably coaching Mark on how to get some sort of pussy or something. Yeah, I like the cum omelet too, Caleb. That's some of my favorite shit I wrote. Joao says he listens to Logan Paul's podcast. He's much more mature and even inspiring. I believe it, dude. I mean, the guy's got a lot to fucking teach. He's worth $20 million and he's 24 or something. Brody sucked besides his freestyle. He was spitting bars and you and Leo's dances were funny as fuck. Oh, yeah. Daniel's referring to the picking up guys aggressively video. Thoughts on Trailer Park Boys? Never seen it. Do you fuck with Warhammer? That is the shit. I don't know what that is. Is that some sort of role-playing game Freedom plays? You seem to have good taste, so I trust that it's something kind of cool. We need Jesus Danny merch for the podcast. I've got, KLB, I've got some Jesus Danny shit coming out. It's me dressed as Jesus with 240s in my hands. It's pretty good. Lewis asked, why did Rat Dick Ralph go to jail? I wouldn't tell you, but from what I understand, it's already pretty much public knowledge. Somebody pulled up his arrest record. Domestic violence. He beat up Rat Pussy Pam. Which it was my fault, of course. By putting him in a video, I influenced him to do it. So they really should have arrested me. I'm gonna rim an ocelot. Nice, Freedom Plays. I think Freedom Plays. Didn't I already tweet about doing something to an ocelot though? Or I've said that recently, but I might have just said it to one of my roommates. In which case, parallel thinking, and you picked a good one. Pretty long live tonight, Nina says. Yeah, fucking. For me, it's only 2 p.m. So I'm taking my time. I'm getting ready for tomorrow's live, which is going to be about 4 hours. It'll be all right. Feeling a little bit sick. I drank last Friday. Ill-advised. I needed to reset my head after this strike issue. So me and my girlfriend got drunk on Friday on a beach in Santa Barbara. I'm going to throat fuck a bull. Yeah, Philippe. I want to skull fuck an alpaca and use its spit as lubricant to then sodomize it, only to fully finish on its offspring's mouth. You could get into trouble for sex with a child if you finish on the offspring's mouth, Joao. I don't know in alpaca years what the age of consent is. It might just be 2, in which case you'll be all right. It's a good live, informative, and funny. Thank you, Freedom Place. On the podcast, you said that you haven't experienced the wild side of LA yet. Is that on your list once you're less busy working? Well, Yannick, I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing this. I've got a fucking headache coming on. I've been getting up early. As always, I've been getting up at 6 a.m. Yesterday, I put in a heavy session of squatting and lifting weights. That's another reason why I hadn't drank in so long, is it fucks with your immune system. And I feel like right now I'm starting to pay for it. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Try to fight this bullshit off. No, Yannick, I am not so interested in experiencing the bar scene or the club scene of LA because I've outgrown it, frankly. And I'm taken right now, so it's not as if I'm interested in going out and chasing pussy. And also, if I were single right now, one of the great things that comes from being a YouTuber is that I don't need to go out to a club and try to get pussy from a bunch of chicks who are there to reject men, who are just there to get chased after and get their ego boosted and drink a guy's vodka in his booth. I can just message girls who or follow me or watch the channel and just date them, which is nice. So there wouldn't be a real reason for me to go out and spend $18 on a Red Bull vodka and hang out with some uninterested women. There's a UK YouTuber called Nico Omilana who has over 1 million subscribers. With a name like that, I'm surprised people can even search him. And his content is so similar to yours. It'd be one hell of a UK-US crossover episode. I'm down. I DM'd you the mega link. Just make sure you have the app downloaded so it loads. It's a big file. I have 1995 and then 2000 through 2009, which are all of the Artie years. This is my Howard Stern shit coming in. Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much. Quinn wants it too. Quinn's got a boner for that goddamn Howard Stern cachet. All right. I'm gonna follow KLB because he asked, but I'm sorry guys, I can't keep referring to Instagram here. I gotta actually focus on this. All right, KLB, you fucking bitch. Oh, he's got me in his bio on his Instagram, so I feel good about following him. Wonderful Sacramento Kings Cup. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Sean saying I should get canceled for the domestic abuse that I'm responsible for. Warhammer is a tabletop miniatures game. If Star Wars is nerd marijuana, Warhammer is nerd black tar heroin between the toes. Okay. I have been looking for a hobby to get into. Maybe this is it. Animal sex count 11, KLB. Do you get jealous when your girlfriend hangs out with other guys? I am talking to a girl pretty seriously, but she hangs out with another guy too. How should I manage jealousy? Keith, you can tell me right now because we're caught up and I'll be able to see it. How is she hanging out with this guy? I don't care. Type a really long paragraph. Is it her ex-boyfriend? When you say hang out, is she just in class with another guy? Is it a guy who's friends with one of her girlfriends and they're just in a similar social circle? Or is it like you guys are head to head to see who's going to be dating this chick? It's hard to know. I don't get I don't get jealous when my girlfriend hangs out with other guys. Mostly, I think because I just don't see it. I'm down in LA, and when she goes out, I'm not there. I mean, she goes out and gets drunk quite a bit up in Santa Barbara, which would make a lot of other guys jealous, but I just don't think about it and don't worry about it, so it's not a huge deal. I mean, you're worrying about it is only going to make it worse. You going through her direct messages, you calling her at 11 p.m. and telling her to FaceTime you so that you can see who's in the room is just going to make her resent you. It's going to turn the whole thing into a self-fulfilling prophecy. To bring this all back home, we're talking about the magic of thinking big and the law of attraction. There's some weird universal thing where if you think about something enough, it tends to happen. So whether you think about being poor and how you're worthless and how your girlfriend's going to leave you, that'll become a reality, just as thinking that you're going to be rich and you're great and that your girlfriend loves you and is going to stay attached to you, thinking that way is going to make that thing happen. So to me, there's no sense in getting jealous, but I used to get jealous all the time when I was younger. And the way I learned was I got dumped by two fucking girlfriends. Jealousy killed me twice. And that made me learn my lesson. And it hasn't been an issue. And also my self-confidence is higher now that I have a career that I actually love. Whereas when I was a busboy at Paina restaurant in San Francisco, I was more insecure and therefore more jealous. They just kind of go together. Joao saying I should start my own platform. Do I go stay healthy and talk to my soon friend? I got to go. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't read right now. It's been a long live stream. Danny, I got to go stay healthy and talk to you soon, my friend. Thank you so much for all the great comedy you've provided us all with. You're the best. Mark, you're the best. You're my first patron. You know you're the fucking man. Everybody loves Mark from Germany, except for one kid who tried to talk shit to him earlier. Not cool, dude. Don't fuck with Mark from Germany. Are you at all interested in European philosophy? May I recommend some Rene Descartes? Did I pronounce that correctly? That's the guy who said, I think, therefore I am, right? I am not much of a philosophy guy. And the thing to me, my way, and I do think it's really important right now that I ingest a lot of information about various things. Um, Politics, economics, business. I want all that information floating around my head, and that's why I read a lot because it makes me more interesting on a podcast or makes my writing more interesting for the main channel bits. But I have to balance that with which books are going to give me the best return on my time. And I'm not sure opening a tome by old Renee over there is going to be the best use of time. I'd rather read a philosophy textbook that was more of a shallow look into a bunch of philosophers. I think that would be a better use of time than grabbing something that was published in 1592 and trying to fight through it. Freedom Play says, let's workshop this story. I'm down, dude. I got to get my head straight. I'm just going to get to the end of the questions here. Joao saying that he's getting jealous too. Yeah, happens to all of us fucking boys. Any more stories that you wrote for your newsletter, like the cocaine bender? These articles had me dying. Yeah, Yannick. Dude, the best one, or not the best one, but a really good one that I had to take down was the great blowjob stakeout. It was too gnarly for Patreon. They gave me a warning, though. They were pretty fair about it on here. They just said, like, hey, dude, your channel or your page is not in good standing as far as our community standards go. You got to take down any pictures of people engaged in sex acts. And that was one of them, as well as the picture of me getting blown. Descartes, Freedom Play says. Rene Descartes. Yeah. Joao's, he's doing some coaching right here. He's offering good advice. Sorry if you read this already. This girl called Amelia is fit, skinny, and has a house full of stinky animals and cat piss, but likes a null. What should be my first likes anal? I'm sorry. There's like an A, then there's a space, then there's null. What should be my first message to her? I don't know. Give your animals up for adoption, clean your house, and then lube up that brown hole, baby. Because Bob's is coming over. And send that message. If you do it, it'll be funny at the very least. Would you consider posting the entirety of the Mullen mode on Patreon? JWS. He's talking about all the old stories I used to write. JW, maybe I'm just a little afraid they're not as good as I remember them being, or I'm not even that I remember them being that good. I'm just afraid I'd be embarrassed by them if I posted them today. But maybe I probably fucking could. Yeah, I'll keep posting some more of my written stories. Some kid talks shit. Mark, if they come to Germany, they're going down. He didn't talk real shit. He just said, like, Mark from Germany's gay. He just knew you were a character who was probably going to say something here. What guitars have you got owned? Lewis, I had a Epiphone SG that I got because I was really into the band Thrice and I wanted something heavy to play. I wanted something I could tune down. That was my only electric. And then my best acoustic is a Martin, an American Martin that I have beside my bed here, but which I've always left out of the case and not really cared for. And the action is terrible on it. Oh, sorry, guys. My fucking head hurts. It's the good thing about the live with Austin is he can read me the questions and my head doesn't hurt so bad. And Keith says, so we've been fucking for a month or so, hanging out a ton, and I'm actually really into her, and she explicitly told me she's into me. They and him used to fuck, and she's kind of visiting him. They and him. Is there a transgendered person involved? But I'm assuming she used to fuck him, and she's kind of visiting him. But you've been fucking too. Huh. But I'm not super crazy about it. I know she likes me, but he's a prospect in the MLB, and I'm just in HR. Well, Leo was a prospect in the MLB too. It's really hard to make it to the big show, at least, but I get where you're saying. She told me not to worry, but it's hard not to. Thank you, Fanny. Keith, I don't think this is the kind of chick that you should spend any more time on. Okay? She's telling you not to worry about it, but she's also not keeping it from you. She doesn't mind hurting your feelings by fucking MLB prospect guy. She seems like one of these chicks. I can't stand it right now. There's this thing going on where if you're a guy and you're dating multiple girls, you're a player, you're an asshole, you're a fucking douchebag. But if you're a chick and you're like fucking one dude and then you're fucking his best friend and you're getting pounded in the ass by his roommate, oh, you're polyamorous. You go, girl. You're liberated. Whereas the truth is, this is a female douchebag. This girl is a female fucking asshole. Okay, Keith? That's what I think's going on. I can say that from my objective watchtower way over here in Los Angeles. I think that it's great she's letting you bang her and you might be into her, but what she's pulling right now ain't fucking cool. It's bullshit. All right? Imagine if you were doing the same thing. If you were just fucking one girl in your hometown and then you were fucking your ex whenever you were on vacation and you were telling the girl in your hometown, "Oh, don't worry about it. Her and I are done. I still take her out for dinner and fuck her in the mouth, but we're done." It's not cool, man. You'd be a dick. So I'd say move on. I say it's going to be tough. I say sever contact. Quit taking her calls. Okay, that's what Papa Mullen's saying right now. Feeling inspired. That message came from the heavens. Okay, I think that's right, Keith. Does anybody agree? Can I get a here if you agree with me? Thomas is saying in England they would call a girl like that a sket. What about a slapper? I've heard Ollie G used to always say a slapper or a slag. Jay concurs. Here, yes. Joao's in. Keith, I think she's being a real bitch. Yeah. Keith, what do you think, man? I'd be pissed if you signed off. Yannick, those were all of the main articles that I posted. There might be a couple more minor ones that I could dig up, but those are the main ones. Keith, some more info. She's a sorority girl, 21 in college, and I'm 23 in my career, so it's a bit difficult. She's home now for Corona, and that's why we met, but she's in her college town now visiting friends. Slapper has kind of become funny from Ollie G. Sket is more offensive. Block her, message her mom. Low key's got a fucking point. Kilby says here. Yeah, Keith, I think it's fucked, dude. I think it's fucked up. Did you get into PUA stuff at all? Yeah, man. I was into this dude, Paul Janka from New York, whose thing was street game. His thing was getting like 30 phone numbers a day, just walking around hitting on every girl in public and playing a total numbers game. It's actually a pretty good strategy instead of going out to bars and fighting for ass. I was into it a little bit in college for sure. Haha, okay. What's the funniest way you met a girl? Asked Dan. I tried once in a gym at UCLA. This girl and I were making eye contact when I walked by her treadmill. I walked up and I tried to stop her treadmill with like press the button and talk to her, and she was smiling at me and I think thought I was cute or something, but then she got really upset when I pulled that move. That was too much, I suppose. You should do a riff on the biker gang rape from Hell's Angels with Andrew Judge TV as the victim. May include real bikers, may or may not be simulated. Malcolm, but they maintained they were innocent and it wasn't a rape. And I think there was no evidence that it was. I think just a couple groupie girls fucked those bikers in Monterey, if I'm remembering correctly. Anything where Andrew Judge TV gets made fun of sounds good to me, though. 2 hours live? Fuck yeah, baby. You fuck with Sum 41 or Billy Talent? I used to like Sum 41 when I was in fourth grade. Billy Talent, too. He had a jam back then. Thomas, yeah, fuck the space launch. Casper's got an idea for a dating app where you fuck terminally ill girls. Any tips on becoming more articulate? Damn, your mind to mouth connection is snap. It doesn't feel like that to me, Philippe. Sometimes it feels really labored, and I just want to be a better broadcaster and be quicker and have the words more at my disposal coming out faster. I think read, dude. Read and listen to good broadcasters is a way to become more articulate for sure. When you see words laid out on a page, you get more confident in how they're spelled, how grammatically they work in a sentence, and it makes you less shy about using them in sentences. If you're just hanging out around your dumbass friends who are like, let's go to 7-Eleven and pick up some brew. Bro, that party was lit. Boy, low key, I was fucked up last night. If you're just hanging around those kids all the time, that's not going to do anything for your vocabulary. What's the song you used to say you wrote to get pussy? It's called Moshi Moshi by Brand New. Moshi. It's actually it's a cute little song. I like the lyrics. There's like a pop punk version and then there's an acoustic version. And the acoustic version is what I would play. Danny, is it gay to hook up with a hot transgender chick, or is it bisexual, or can you still be considered straight? Chris, my buddy fucking Brooks, pussy coordinator Brooks, hooks up with transgender chicks all the time and still gets a lot of hot straight girls. The dude's a pimp. I'm not sure what it is. It's outside of my comfort zone. It's not something I seek out or am interested in. But I give you my blessing to go have sex with a hot transgender chick. I don't think it necessarily makes you bisexual or gay. Brooks changed my opinion on that, dude. Brooks is out there slaying transgenders and slaying regular chicks. Everybody's helping out Keith. It's the biggest dick you've seen. My buddy Carl in college had a fucking meat hammer, dude. Keith, y'all are the best. They aren't having sex, though. She is there visiting friends and is staying with him. I know they didn't bang this time, and they haven't in a while. Still a little jealous. Keith, how do you know they're not banging, dude? Staying with? I'm telling you right now, I'm a pretty nice guy, but if an ex-girlfriend or a chick I used to have sex with is staying over at my house, I'm having sex with her, dude. I can't imagine any scenario whereby that doesn't happen. I'm curious what your evidence is. Yeah, I like this, Keith. We're getting somewhere, dude. This is juicy. Have you read John Fonte, Bukowski's biggest inspiration? Check him out. Let me check it out. Somebody told me who George Carlin's biggest inspiration was too. And I meant to read more of him, and then I forgot what his name was. If anybody knows that tidbit. Got a weekend camping trip planned with the boys where we bike to a different spot every night. And suggestions on what we should do? Dan, biking and those sorts of outdoor activities are not my wheelhouse. Have fun. High key, I want to strangle anyone who says low key. Me too, Freedom Place. Dick coordinator Brooks, says Tony. Don't simp. She is not worth it, honestly, says Tony. Joao, appreciate you. Can't wait for woo-ha, the fucking bat. Yeah, that merch is gonna be sick. I got the guy to design it based on the Mighty Mouse cartoon design. So I think it's gonna be really wearable, really clean, really sick. And it's the guy who designs Tom Segura's merch. So hopefully he's gonna be my new guy. Were you attracted to any of your friends' moms growing up? Not that I can remember, dude. I wish I had a juicy story on that. I've told the story on the podcast where I spied on my own mom when she was naked, which is more embarrassing. Make s'mores. It's a good idea. Read. Keith, tell that bitch to fuck off. Ask the Dusk by John Fonte. How'd you meet Brooks? Bob's, I explained that earlier. He was a huge fan of the channel, and he was really good friends with Churdleys, and he turned Churdleys on to me, and then Churdleys messaged me. Have you traveled to any country in Europe? In high school, we took a trip to Rome by plane, and then we went by bus from Rome to Florence to Venice to Austria to Germany, and then into France. And I drank a lot. I got in trouble with he was like the AP history teacher who led the trip, and I was drunk every night, and he put me on probation. What's your favorite song? Oxygen asks. Tumbling Dice by the Rolling Stones. Two-Headed Boy Part 2 by Neutral Milk Hotel. Two good options right there. Do you like hard seltzer White Claw? Yeah, they're pretty fucking tasty, dude. I'm not gonna deny that. Felipe loves the fucking Danny Mullen content. Thanks, brother. Freedom Play says Carlin's overrated. Huh. Yeah, I think he's hilarious. I laugh really hard watching Carlin. I really enjoy watching Carlin. I feel like it's aged well. At least all the old man Carlin stuff. So anything like mid 80s and on aged really well. I think that's the point. I mean, there's a balance, right? You can tell one-liners or you can have an opinion on a lot of shit and basically just be telling stories and reciting an essay. And then there's a more middle ground. I think the perfect middle ground is Richard Jenny. He's got a special called Big Steaming Pile of Me. It's great, balanced, well thought out opinions on the world with fantastic punchlines. Carlin's a little more over on the rant, opinion, storytelling side. But his worldview is so unique And he's so vicious and angry that I think it's valid. Yeah, he doesn't really tell jokes per se. It's more funny observations and clever wordplay that leads to a punch and timing that leads to a laugh. I love him, though. I love Carlin. I'm not much of a comedy historian, dude. My favorite comedians are all from like 2000 to 2010. Guys like Patrice O'Neal, Jim Norton, um, fucking Greg Giraldo, Bill Burr, Louis C.K., all those guys operating in the first decade of the millennium. Stuff before that doesn't age that well. All the shit on Netflix now basically blows. So I'm not the one to tell you how important fucking Richard Pryor and Carlin are versus like Joan Rivers or another old school comic. I'm not as much of a comedy historian as I should be. Joao is hardcore too. Thank you so much, guys. Wake up listening to a podcast, watch a Patreon video. Hell yeah, man. No problem, Bobs. No problem. If you could make any UFC matchup, who would you like to see fight? Ah, fuck. I haven't been too into the UFC, dude. I haven't been watching events as much as I should because we're filming on Saturdays so often. It would have been Khabib and Tony. I would have forced that to happen regardless of injuries or COVID, but that fight's been brought down a level in relevance, obviously, since Tony got beat up. Austria, Yannick, was unspectacular. We went to the Salzburg salt mine. It was just green, and we hung out in hotel rooms drinking beer. You can buy beer out of quarter machine dispensers there. Like where we can buy Pepsi and Mountain Dew, you can buy Heineken and Beck's over there. Did you rob a train with the mob? Yep. I know you like punk. You ever listen to Bad Religion? KLB, I don't listen to too much newer punk. I just liked the Sex Pistols and the Clash. Bad Religion, I think the guy was a professor at UCLA, though, right? After he was in Bad Religion. Just like Dexter from The Offspring is a fucking math prodigy. Keith says she's on her period. Keith is explaining why the baseball player didn't fuck her. We also aren't dating officially, so I can't really say shit. Well, Keith, I can't be the only one in this live chat who has fucked a girl even while she was on her period. And she has a mouth for a reason, and it ain't eating. No, that was mean. Yeah, Keith, I don't know, dude. It's hard for me to know all the details. If she went out of her way to give you this information, it's kind of fucked up. If she's telling you, oh, yeah, I'm hanging out with Brian again. Yeah, he's going to get recruited by the Giants, and I know we used to fuck, but I promise you, I'm on my period, so you have nothing to worry about. If it's that sort of thing, fuck her, dude. But if this is all, like, you inquired about it, and she was staying with some friends. Also, what's this living situation like? Does he have a studio apartment, in which case they're definitely sharing the bed together? I'm still standing by my original opinion. I'm heading out. Got an exam tomorrow morning. Hey, good luck, Tony. Ace that motherfucker. Have you been watching Norm Macdonald a lot lately? Thoughts? You've been watching, Quinn says. Quinn, I've talked about it a lot. I love Norm. I think his two stand-up specials, the one on Amazon, the one on Netflix, are fucking genius. Love all of his Stern appearances. Love his radio appearances on the Adam Carolla show. That might be some of the best radio that exists. YouTube right now, Adam Carolla's show, Norm Macdonald. Those guys have such good fucking chemistry and such mutual respect for each other. It's electric. Belly laughs 3 times a minute. I like his talk show appearances. I love Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald's fucking a legend. There's a story that he was in Atlantic City and he did a show there and he got paid 60 grand cash. And he knew he was just going to go blow it all at the blackjack tables. And not only was he going to blow his 60K, he was going to lose a lot more chasing the losses. So he threw the entire duffel bag into the sea. That's an urban legend about Norm Macdonald. I know you're opposed to white-collar jobs. Not necessarily, Thomas. It just depends on who you are. I'm currently training to be a lawyer. Do you think it's possible to live one of them jobs and still have a fun life? Thomas, if you're going to be an attorney, dude, look into criminal law. My dad's a judge and he has a great fucking life. I used to go into the courtroom and watch trials when I was a kid. If I had to get a square job, it'd probably be a criminal attorney. I'd probably be a defense attorney. It's fucking fun, dude. It's creative. You have a set of facts and you have to draft an argument around those facts that favors your side. So it's creative work, it's performance work. It's big on people skills. You have to win over these anonymous members of the jury. You have to make them like you. If you're a fucking slime baller, you got no charisma, your guy's getting the chair. I think it's a great fucking gig. And if you're really good at it, there's also high earning potentials too. It's not like being a district attorney where you're getting paid by the state and your earnings are limited. Yeah, dude, I don't necessarily think all white collar jobs suck. It just depends. If you want to do something else and you don't want to be a lawyer, then you shouldn't. But if you're not sure what kind of law you want to do, dude, criminal law is fucking sick. Have you ever done shrooms, ecstasy, or acid? I've done Molly, which I can't really see how it's any different than ecstasy. Oh, my head's hurting, guys. I might not be able to get to my story. Might have to save that for tomorrow. Do you stick to any certain diet from your jiu-jitsu days, or do you just eat whatever now that you're doing better than those days? Doc, I eat really clean, man. I have bad skin. You can see I'm like fucking breaking out right now. And my skin breaks out worse when I eat a lot of carbs, a lot of breads, dairies, cheeses. So if I don't want to be covered in fucking acne, I have to eat a pretty saintly diet of primarily meats and vegetables and fruits. So that's what I eat. I eat really fucking clean, dude. I always have. Like if I eat a fucking pizza or even Chinese food or like a burger, something that's a pretty typical meal for most people, that's twice a month for me, once a month at most. Otherwise, it's just salads and protein. Good luck with the live. First time, it wasn't midnight for me. I think otherwise I missed it. Yeah, Tony, fucking day live. Have you ever heard of Phoebe Bridgers? She's an indie rock singer, similar to Morrissey lyrically. She loves Elliott Smith. Not sure if you're into any female musicians, though. No, I haven't heard of her. There are so many fucking musicians. It takes time to absorb a discography or records by a musician. I'll check out Richard Sellercrowd are huge. Yeah, Freedom Plays is talking about Richard Jenny. Sellercrowd are huge for me. I still follow the NYC scene. Yeah, the Cellar. He's talking about the Comedy Cellar in New York City. Dave Attell is another guy from that fucking scene. It's just these dudes that really got their start in the early 2000s or came into the public eye then. And to me, they're all the best fucking comedians. These LA guys, I like Joe Rogan and his crew, but just to me, they aren't the same. Like all those fucking Cellar guys, Jim Norton, Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal. You put those guys up on stage to do stand-up, or you prop them up in front of a microphone on the radio, and they're going to give you comedy gold. They have opinions on everything, a remarkable ability to articulate. They're great at off-the-cuff fucking jokes. Jimmy Norton is a joke master, dude, without writing any of his material. And then their stand-up fucking kicks ass, too. Their crowd work, they're just so well-rounded and so mean and so not PC and so vicious. You got to love the Comedy Cellar crew. Do you like No Tucker Max? I hope they serve beer in hell. Really reminds me of your style of book writing. Yeah, dude, that was a huge influence on me. He was the first guy I saw who was just writing stories about his everyday life. And I wanted to be the next Tucker Max when I was writing. For sure, JW. One of my favorite old schools is Don Rickles. Hell yeah, baby. Watch a lot of Don Rickles talk show appearances. Did you meet Kat Timpf at the New York show? I didn't. Yeah, I saw there were some other people on the show, but I was pretty locked in on, I don't know, fucking around in the upstairs room with the Virginia boys and Deshaun. Could you give me some backstory on the How to Be Metal video? I was just like drunk in Vegas with Uriah Faber. And Dustin Akbari's sister is this girl, Metal Sanaz. She's like a metal chick celebrity with big tits, and she filmed that. Fuck her, Keith. I'll go up to $10 a month if you say, I'll let Daddy Sal enter me for missionary. I'll let Daddy Sal enter me for missionary. What is the most disturbing video you've ever seen on the internet? I don't know. I'm not into like looking up beheading videos from ISIS or anything. I think I saw a girl put an octopus up her vagina once on a porn site. Oh yes, I have gone raw on a girl whilst on her period. Yeah, dude, who doesn't fuck a girl on her period? I always do that. Just means you can finish inside of her with less risk. Tony says, Keith, if she has already given you stress this early in the quote relationship, it's defo not worth it. It is an early red flag. Red flag because she's on her period. I agree with Tony though. Yes, he is. Makes sense, Tony. I agree with Tony. Well, it was great to talk, gents. I'll catch up with the rest of you motherfuckers tomorrow for the live. Danny, thanks again, brother. Love you. Joao, fucking later, brother. Good hanging out. Keith, tell her what you want, make it clear, and see if she can give it to you. If not, move on. Also, sound advice. Daniel Mullen-esque. Thanks, Danny. Actually appreciate the advice. You want to call about it? I would love to follow on Instagram, though. Keith doesn't. You want to call about it? It'd be funny, Keith, can we call her live on the podcast next week? That sounds fucking juicy. Yo, Danny, don't forget the Streamlabs so you don't get scammed on the YouTube donations. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like less people will do that though, and then so it'll kind of equal out. Big J Ogerson, another solid comedian. Check out Thomas. We talked about him at the head of the show, Legion of Skanks. Brendan Schaub. .. I'm not sure what that's referring to. I can guess though. Legion of Skanks, Luis Gomez, Mark Norman. Yep, I watched Norman's new special. Joe List is good too. Let me make sure Joe List is who I think he is. Yes, Joe List is very funny. Who else do I like from that fucking scene? Joe. He's Bill Burr, one of Bill Burr's fucking buddies. What's his name? Joe DeRosa. Joe DeRosa's great too from that fucking scene. One of the guys who never really broke big. I'm sure he's still getting good writing jobs. Yeah, Joe List, Sam Morril, definitely like. Come on, bro. Freedom Place. You know I'm on top of this shit, dude. You know if the fuck tell me to take notes on him. Danny, have you listened to much of The Streets? It's really inspiring. Mike Skinner can write such a great song about an average day. Grand Don't Come for Free is the best album for me. Yeah, Freedom Place. DeRosa's the fucking man. DeRosa's fucking solid. Keith, I'm sorry, dude. That's podcast gold, man. We can sort this out. How about this? We can call you on the podcast to explain it. That's fair. Malcolm's asking if Tor is still kicking around. It was his birthday the other day, and he's a yoga instructor now, Malcolm. Exactly what you would expect. What is the best remedy for a stint in chafe jail? Self-control, but failing that, 3 times the typical amount of lube. Freedom Place, talking about Patrice O'Neal heckling Joe DeRosa. Yeah, DeRosa was on Opie and Anthony all the time with Burr and shit, but it just wasn't. Stand-up's weird. Stand-up stardom's tough. That's why the internet's so much better. It's so much easier for more people to make it. Okay, Keith, I'll get you on Instagram here. Oh, all right, guys, I got to sign off in a second. Jesus Christ. I've just hit the search thing on Instagram, and of course, like the hottest girl I've ever seen in my life pops up in the explore page. Keith, I'm looking for you. Abe, somebody posted my fucking credit card? Abe, you know what video that was? Yeah, Abe, can you tell me which video it was, dude? Bat soup? Where was it? Broderick, do you remember which scene it was in? Guys, I couldn't even find Keith, so I'm sorry. I can't. This isn't working. During the Olive Garden call. That was fucking Leo's. I'm still going to go blur that, obviously. God damn it. Why do people do this? Why do people, aren't they fucking fans of the channel, or are they trying to fuck us over? I don't see anything here. I'm going to go look at that, though. I'm going to pull that up so I can sort that out. Philippe's asking about Stephen King. Dude, if I said Stephen King was a shitty writer, I was just joking. I was just trying to be controversial. Keith Dosick. Keith, I can't find you, dude. Oh, I'm spelling Keith wrong. That's why. E before I. What am I doing? You don't follow me? What the hell? Well, you're a patron, so I can't really complain. Peace out, Danny. Yeah, no problem, Thomas. Take care, dude. There's some weird ass who was being a total dipshit on the Reddit. Yeah, Broderick. That's probably the dude who leaked my fucking address. Leo is now going to get an email saying he spent 600. Yeah, guys, I got to take care of that. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get around to the story right now. It's a long one. I'm going to save that for the live tomorrow. That'll give you guys something to look forward to. Hope you enjoyed this one, you motherfuckers. That's it. We put in 2.5 hours. Thank you guys so much for fucking being here, dude. It's been a solid 30 people for a while. Later, guys. Later, motherfuckers. We'll do this again next week.